Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Tottenham Away, the best place to be on a Monday night. If you're a Spurs fan, if you're not a Spurs fan, great place to be anyway. To all the regular subscribers, hello, welcome back. To all the new listeners, good to have you on board. Make sure you like, subscribe to the show. And I am laughing my head off because we've had our channel taken down because we were Levy out. We've had haters and all sorts because we're Levy out. And all I'm seeing now across the fan base, Levy out. Why haven't we bought defenders? People that said they would Levy out now saying they're not Levy out. People that said they're Levy out now saying they don't like the word Levy out. It's a shit show. And you know what? I can't wait to get into it. Let's go.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.
What's happening, people? Welcome to Tottenham Away. How you doing? We've got Iggy in the house. We've got Mari in the house. Let's do a quick hello to the two massive guests. Well, regulars, really. Let's be honest, they're part of the channel. Iggy, how you doing, my man?
I'm good, man. How are you? Nice little intro there. Straight in.
Listen, I'm laughing my head off. How you doing, Mari?
I am doing good. Fast internet, baby. No cut-ups. Got the cord.
Mari's got new internet. And do you know, I think I'm next. I'm the one that I think I'm going to have to upgrade soon as well. But listen, boys, I'm going to go straight in. I'm laughing my head off because the amount of shit I get for saying Levy out, the amount of nonsense I have to deal with, people coming for the channel, coming for me, coming for friends of mine. And now people are in a meltdown. Nothing changes. I don't understand it. What do you mean you don't understand it? We've been telling you for years. This channel has been the most consistent channel with a backbone of this is where we're at and this is why we say it. We don't flip. We don't flop. We don't like Dyer, then unlike him, then like him. We don't say Levy out, then Levy and then Levy out. We don't say Levy out and then say, well, actually, I don't like saying that. Then why do you say it? Are you under duress? Listen, I've heard it all, guys. Today, yesterday. Listen, people don't even want to stream with us because we talk about Levy out. And they're all moaning about what? Levy. What more can I say, man? It's like, it's funny. It's funny. Too many. If the wind blows this way, we go that way. If the wind blows that way, we go that way. We stay where we are, man. The wind doesn't blow Tottenham away. But anyway, that's my explosive intro. Where are you two at? Are you guys?
No, go on, Mari. You go, and I'll go after you.
Sorry, let me ask you a question. Do you feel a cultural change at the club? Do you see a new era at the club? Or do you see same old, but just a nice bloke in charge of the team now?
Yeah, yesterday I got some time to think, and actually one channel did partly say most of what I want to say. One of the other streamers said it earlier of what I was thinking about yesterday. We're about to play a game tomorrow. Eric Dyer or Sanchez is going to start.
Come on.
And people are enraged, those who have been consistent, like you said, Stelios, those who have been consistent. But this is where my rant starts. Tottenham Hotspur is a PR machine. When I mean talking about PR machine. Who every year we see this. We'll talk about today. When I woke up, I see a picture of the whole team behind a mural. A mural. Just like there was a mural for Kane, right? That last game. Oh, look at that beautiful mural. There's a beautiful mural of Australia, Big Ange. I'm done with murals. I'm done with photo ops. I'm done with hip hop dancing. I love hip hop in the locker room. I'm done with kissing koala bears. Right. Be careful with koala bears. Eric Dyer humping a kangaroo. I'm done with those things. These are the things that they put on the social media page to get people's mind off that our number one target was center backs. Center backs. Yes, it was nice. We got Madison, right? It was nice that we have someone that's better than Lloris, right? Vicario. Okay, we got someone for free, Solomon. But the number one target for us the last 3 years has been center backs. Yeah, our offense is going to get better, but we're going to get pumped. Get ready to bend over and let good teams pump us because we're going to get pumped. 63 goals we gave up last year. And as of today, because I don't go by ifs, whatsoever, right? Because 3 weeks ago, we were supposed to get Vendeden. I can't even say the guy's name. Tapsoba, right? Now you hear rumors that, the talks collapsed because Levy wanted to get him for even cheaper. Now I hear links about Anderson. There's no way we're gonna pay $50 million for Anderson, who's been linked for the last couple of years. Really, I'm telling you now. Clement Langley will be back in this club, and we're gonna find another Who player, right? That Big Angie's gonna have to make into a suitable player before this window transfer closes. I know my club. It's a PR machine, right? They know people are moaning about center backs, and they put pictures of kangaroos and koala bears and mules and all this stuff. 16 minutes. No, I'm done. I am done with those tactics. I know my club. We are a PR machine. We are a PR machine, and that's why I'm so glad I am part of this network, this channel, because we read this BS. We read this BS, and that's my rant. My rant is we were supposed to get on this trip at least 2. I'm not even say 1. At least 2 center backs to help that back line, which is going to be Eric Dyer in a couple of weeks when we start the season. Because that center back, even if we get maybe next week, it's not going to have enough time to gel within this team. And that's all pretty much I want to say. It's a PR joke. I'm done with koalas.
And do you know what? Even if we do sign, I'm done with koalas. Even if we sign centre backs in the next 2-3 weeks, they're not ready for the first game of the season. They haven't gelled with the players. They don't know the system. They haven't had a taste of Tottenham Hotspur. And we go into the season unprepared again. And do you know what? If next season we miss out on top 6 or top 4 by 3 or 4 points, you look at the first 3 games and you'll say, were we ready for that? No. So anyway.
Big up. Roma Theory.
Big up Roma Therapy. Big up.
Yeah.
Nice new kits, by the way. The new Roma kits are nice. Iggy.
Do you know what?
Change?
Do you know what? It's funny listening, because we are on the eve of our first pre-season match of our Australian tour, and this is the time where we, as fans, any fans on the eve of the first game of the new season, pre-season, should be buzzing, right? You should be excited about getting the team, watching the game back, and watching everyone getting back together and playing. And this is probably, if you can't get a buzz out of that, I don't know what. But we are talking like we are still in last season, because effectively speaking, with the exception of the goalkeeper and Vicario and Madison, it's relatively the same team that ended last season, right? So this is why we are where we are. The Van de Ven deal, apparently personal terms were agreed 2-3 weeks ago. That story's been dragging on all this time. But now the report suggested that we are revisiting what we offered to try and get a few million off. So we're still haggling over details, financial details between the clubs to strike a deal. This was personal terms, like I said, were reportedly done 2-3 weeks ago. So I thought I'm not gonna lie, I thought that deal was gonna be done before the team flew out to Australia. I thought it would be done by then. It hasn't. The Topsobia deal was. Listen, guys, I haven't done a Good Morning Tottenham away video the whole weekend and today, because it's like, what is there to talk about? Honestly, I'm not going to do a video if I've got nothing to talk about. There's no progress in any kind of way or form. Now, whilst I understand that the market doesn't close to the 31st of August, like we've said all along that the defenders was the one area. I've said all along the defensive side of it, the defenders part of it, was the one area that I wanted us to attack straight away to get that sorted out, because it was clearly a massive, massive problem. Amongst all the other problems, that was the biggest one. We addressed the goalkeeper one, and the defensive part of it, we haven't addressed it so far. Now we saw the training video. We saw a clip of the training with our back four consisting of Spence, Dyer, Rodon, and
my under 10s do that practice, by the way. The 10-year-olds
Yeah.
we coach do that practice. 10.
And I'm thinking, like, Spence, did you see it? Spence, Udoji as fullbacks with Rodon and Dyer. And I'm thinking, is this it now? Is this what we starting with tomorrow? And I'm thinking, like, all of a sudden that excitement I was talking about has become something I'm not looking forward to. So whilst everyone, everyone changes opinions. Listen, I don't have a problem with people changing opinions, because it's not a weakness to change your mind. What's a weakness is changing your mind to suit the narrative, to suit the argument. You're just going along with it, and that's where I feel that our channel, for sure, have always been consistent with our standpoint with the board. Although we haven't probably been so outspoken about it during the off season, we've always had a stand. We've said this ownership, this Levy, has to convince us that his ways have changed, and he is seriously going to be investing and supporting a manager with new players. That hasn't happened. So tell me, from last season to this season so far, what has changed in that stance? We've gone and recruited 2 players, Vicario and Madison, that a team like Tottenham shouldn't have a problem recruiting. In all due respects to the 2 players, they shouldn't have a problem. I've yet to see that elevation of players that makes me go, wow. And I've said this in a tweet. I've said this in previous streams. I haven't seen those wow players come through the door yet. And we're just doing enough. And unfortunately, our tendencies are staying the same. I haven't seen anything that's changed. And I saw the press conference before we came on. Actually, I saw the press conference with Ange Postecoglou and Son, and I thought that was very telling. I thought, for the first 5-10 minutes, guess what they spoke about? Harry Kane, and when it's his situation, and why is the club captain, who without Lloris, he's our club captain. Why is he not there?
We said that was going to happen last week, Iggy.
Yeah,
we said that was going to happen.
Why is our club captain, with Lloris out, he's made his intent known that he wants to leave the club because he stayed at Hotspur Way and he's not in Australia. So why is our club captain in the first press conference with all the team together not doing a press conference with the manager? Because he wants to stay out of harm's way. So Son is the one that's now taken that spot, and he's now speaking of the club captain. And when he speaks, he's very much part of the Tottenham now and the future. So for me, that whole discussion about club captain, I think Son's the one, man. I think Son's going to be our captain this year.
Yeah.
Sorry for that little.
What did you guys think of? Because it drove me crazy. I showed you guys the picture. Donald Cullen and Levy at the training. Another of the PR.
I don't pay too much attention to things like that, Murray. I'll be honest
Murray,
with you.
I'm gonna come to that. It's on the agenda.
I don't pay too much. I know exactly what our PR. I know exactly what our social media.
That's something we want to.
You can almost predict what our social media accounts, the club's social media accounts, are gonna do. You kind of know already before you see it what's gonna happen. So why am I gonna invest in something that I know what's going to... We know, right? Every time you see something, you're thinking,
Okay.
okay.
It's okay.
Exactly.
It's okay. We've got Chris Cowley in Australia cuddling koala bears and stroking kangaroos. It's all right. We're good. We're going in the right direction. It's a culture change, right? Look, one thing I just wanted to quickly touch on and be quick on it because it's been discussed a lot, but we haven't actually had a quick chat on it. Just very, very quickly is the Dele Alli interview.
Yeah.
Just very quickly, just touch on it, and then we'll move on to the big story at the moment, which is Harry Kane. I ran a poll on YouTube. We had about 1,000 votes. And I said, off the back of the interview, Dele Alli said he wants to make a big comeback. He wants to prove himself again. His head's right. And I said, would you have him back at Spurs? 45% said yes. 43% said no. And 13% said, nice idea, but it's too risky. Rather than talking about Dele Alli's emotional, mental health issues, off the back of that interview, guys, would you bring Dele Alli back to Spurs? My answer, I'll go first. I'll be quick. I want to see him prove himself at Everton first for one season, to then say, right, do you know what? You really are. You are the old Dele Alli. Mario, where are you at with Dele Alli? Would you have him back at Spurs?
I'm leaning towards a no. I agree with you. He needs to kind of prove himself. But even if he proves himself, I honestly think that it's over. It's almost like going back to an ex, right? You could go back to your ex in the sense of coming to a closure, in a sense, and maybe just talking to the team. Talking to the team, meaning the higher ups, but kind of having a closure with the team, but not really returning back to the team. So I would say no. I think he needs to be a new beginning, a rebuild of his own, and be with somebody else and not us.
Iggy, what about you? Would you bring Dele back?
Well, first and foremost, man, I wish the guy. Honestly, there's nothing more sacred than a man, woman having peace of mind, man. I think anyone that's has that kind of trauma, first and foremost, that we wish him to find a peace of mind that he requires. That's where the person more so. Regarding the player, guys, I'll be honest with you. I don't think, given that he's only come out of rehab 3 weeks ago, I don't think he's there yet. I think he's going to require a lot more work, and I think he needs to do it in an environment where, first and foremost, he plays. Because I think for a football player, there's nothing more important than actually being a part of a team where he's a regular. And I think someone like Dele needs to play. I don't think the environment for Spurs right now, for what we need to do, is the right one for him. I think he's a good enough. We all know the qualities of Dele as a player, but I think beyond that, I don't think it's the environment for him right now. I don't think Everton have they paid us the 10 million, because if they haven't, that could come into effect at some point, where they haven't paid us the money. So if further down the line, if things change for him, where you see him at Everton, he's playing his football, he's loving his football, most importantly, because that's something I've not seen him enjoy anymore. He's playing his football, and he said it himself. Well, you want to see him enjoy his football, you want to see his mental health on the rise, and you want to see him have that continuity that's been missing out of his game for a long, long time. If those things all come into place, and in a year's time we can review it, but to bring him back right now, or to even want to bring him back, because it's the heart that's talking still. People are saying that, want to bring him back because they've seen his situation and they just want to embrace it. Because let's be honest, guys. Everyone loved Dele Alli, man. We all loved Dele Alli. We just couldn't understand this massive rise and this real downfall. And now we have a better picture. We understand it a lot better. And listen, first and foremost, wish the guy the best moving forwards. And I wouldn't mind reviewing that in a season or so. But right now, I think he just needs to play. And I think Everton might be the right place for him.
Well, that's the club he's going to be at. Guys, there's 230 people watching. 40 people have hit the like button. Please, can you like the stream? Would appreciate that. Hit the thumb button. Take 5 seconds. Quickly do it. Would really appreciate the support.
This is what I'm saying. Spurs return is not ideal for him.
No, I don't think we as a club are mentally in a healthy place. So probably not not the best. We're quite.
But I think Dele would come back, you know. I think if you ask the player, if you ask Dele, I don't think Dele ever wanted to leave. I just think he didn't address the issues that he had for the reasons that he gave. And I just think that further down the line, I wouldn't say no to a comeback, but he has to be for himself. Yes. And I hope we're in a better place as well, so we can excel together.
He specifically praised Poch. He said Poch was like a father figure. So I think with Ange does seem to be Poch mold. So
it's not that still. You know what it is that he had that bond with Poch. When that father figure bond was taken away, he didn't trust the next man. He has to trust that man.
But that's what I mean. It's the personality of the manager, isn't it? It's the personality of Poch. I think Ange comes across as that guy that people just like. No, none of our rivals said we don't like Poch.
But there's no.
None of our rivals ever said they don't like Poch. Same with Ange. Listen to rivals right now. They say, "Oh, we like Ange. Ange comes across good." That's what I mean.
But we're in that situation right now that yes, you're right. Ange Postecoglou has those characteristics. I'm sure he has. Of course he has. But the problem you got there, what if things do not go well for Ange? Then he goes. Then where does it? You see what I mean? You have to be more sure than not.
I want to bring him now.
Yeah, further down the line.
Question.
Down the line.
But what have we done to help the guy? What have we done to help Postecoglou?
That's what I say. See to the fourth.
What have we done to help Postecoglou to start off really well?
Fourth brings a good point. He said at 54 p.m. Why would Dele want to come back with the same medical staff that led to the start of this sleeping pill addiction? Should the club been accountable in the sense of, and that could be any club, any player. If a club prescribes you medicine, right, the medical team, there's club's responsibility to do a due diligence to check on the player. Hey, how are you doing with the prescription? How are you doing with the medication? Let me make sure that you're not overdosing yourself.
No, Mario. But the club gave him the right amount of prescription. They didn't oversupply him. But unfortunately, as you know, all celebrities, rich people, footballers, they can get access to those things via other routes because they have the money to pay them for it. So you can find a corrupt doctor who corrupts anybody. They can just corrupt them to supply you for whatever you need. What do they care? They're giving it to you. What you do with it is your business. They're getting paid for it. So unfortunately, there are other means, not just the club doctor. The club doctors will supply you the right amount. It won't oversubscribe you because they have to have accountability for it. But if it's not enough for you, you can go another route to go and get it.
Well, look, let's move on to the big story at the moment. The one that's not going to go away.
Dele, man.
Look,
what's terrible about this whole thing? Sorry, just to close, man. What's terrible about the whole thing that
no one wants bad on Dele.
He wanted to come out with the story himself. Unfortunately, he was pushed to come out with the story earlier than he wanted because the media was going to come out with it. So 3 weeks after going rehab, he had to come out and share this story for him. It's a shame that he didn't tell the story when he was ready to tell it, but more so he was pushed to tell because we didn't know what the media were going to come out with. And because by telling his version, it just squashed any other version coming out. The British press for you.
The question is Mahrez will want us? I just saw that question. Man City?
Yeah, we should buy Mahrez, and I don't think we attract any of these good players. Someone agrees with you here. Disabled team, big up. I was prescribed in 2019 had surgery. I've been prescribed. Wow. Well, there are questions to be asked, but we're not medical experts, and we'll only be speculating.
Unfortunately,
I do want to get onto this because I think this subject is going to be quite big in terms of how much we're going to have to say. But let me just go through it bit by bit. So it's the Harry Kane to Bayern Munich story that isn't going away. Bayern Munich, I don't know whether it's the actual chairman or the ex-chairman has come out and said Harry Kane has, Harry Kane was very clearly signaled that his decision was made. If he keeps his word, we will sign him. So Bayern Munich saying that Harry Kane has given their word he wants to come to them. Tottenham will have to give up Karl-Heinz Rummenigge.
Rummenigge.
Tottenham will have to give up. Rummenigge speaks him regularly.
Karl-Heinz Rummenigge.
What we really liked about Kane is his agents, his father, brother. They're very pleasant people. So far, so that's a bit of PR. That Kane's camp stood. So far, Kane's camp always stood by their promise. If that's the case, then it's okay. Daniel Levy is clever. First, we have to get him to name a price. He's playing for time. He's a great professional. I appreciate him very much. But on the other side, Bayern, they aren't people who have been doing this since yesterday. So they've met. Levy's dealing with a different level of club. Then there was the comments that came out saying Harry Kane has very clearly signaled that his decision was made. Again, he sticks to his word. Fabrizio Romano, he stated that the Bayern CEO Dresden on Kane, it's no secret we're interested in Kane. Everything Uli Hoeneß has said is correct, which is the comments I just read. And then he said, but it's best for us to stick with what Thomas Tuchel said. The grass doesn't grow faster when you pull it. Sky Sports then had a story to say that Daniel Levy meets Munich over potential sale of England captain, which then got fans really worried because now it looks like Levy's actually entertaining this. And then there was some toxic nonsense from one Spurs fan. I mean, I think he needs his head examined. Andy Kendall, he's quite a toxic character on social media, to be honest with you. He's a diehard Levy. He always puts the club ahead of the team. He's one of those. So now we know that Harry and his brother met with Bayern Munich behind Spurs' back, and he's told them he wants to join them. This changes everything. He's now considered to be in the same bracket as Sol Campbell, stabbing the club in the back, not once but twice, because apparently he did it with City as well. Of course, he must now be sent home from the tour, made to train with the kids, sold for as much as possible, and rebuild with committed players. And then he puts the snake emoji. So we've got Spurs fans calling Harry Kane the same as Sol Campbell and calling him a snake. I mean, look, Andy Kendall, you are as toxic as they come, my man. How you can call Kane a snake beggars belief. But I put a poll. What do you think will happen with Harry Kane? We had, I think it was 800 or 900 votes on this. And the majority of fans think that Harry Kane's going to leave on a free at the end of the season. The second most popular answer was Kane will sign a new contract. The smallest percentage of fans, it was about 1/5, said he will sign for Bayern this summer. So look, there's a lot to digest. There's the comments coming out of the Bayern Munich camp. There's the comments coming from Fabrizio Romano. There's Daniel Levy meeting up with the club. Toxic fans calling Kane a snake now. And then the votes where it's more in the favour of they think Harry Kane will go on a free. In fact, most fans think Daniel Levy is going to let Kane go out the door for free. Look, Mari, Iggy, either of you can go first. I mean, and today as well, like Iggy said earlier, the first question to Postecoglou in the press interview, what's going on with Kane? And he goes, first question today. Okay. He's going to be having to deal with this every single day now because the club aren't going to come out and speak.
I would just say this, and I said this last year when we was under the previous manager. I said, why is it down to the manager of the football team to having to answer those questions? Why is there not a club representative within that press conference that those questions could be referred to? We don't ever have a club rep to answer those questions. The questions that Postecoglou should be answering are ones of the game tomorrow. What can we expect to see? What tactics will we deploy? Are we likely to see any surprises within the team? What are you hoping to find out in this tour? These are the kind of questions that should be asked of the manager of a football team. Anything else that's got nothing to do, because let's be honest, guys. The press conference was the eve of the West Ham game. That's what it's called. That's why they do it the eve before the match, to discuss that. So anything outside of that shouldn't be discussed with the manager. And the problem that we have, and I said this before, it's not a Tottenham Hotspur issue. It's a whole Premier League clubs issue. they don't have anyone else, a club doctor to answer for the injuries, the club rep, a director of football to answer those very questions of the transfer market, given that we're exactly in the middle of it, and the manager who answers those questions about what's going to go, what can we expect in regards to the match tomorrow. So these questions, you're right, still. These questions are very much going to be the thing that Andrew's going to have. Now, Andrew strikes me as the kind of guy at the moment. He's calm. He's keeping things calm. He's keeping things real low. You know, he's happy, excited, what it means to him. Everything's really, listen, the guy, I like the guy. I think it comes across as a guy that's going to be the manager, going to be the father figure, he's going to be the whole thing. But there's a streak with him. You can see it already in some of the way that he answers. There's definitely a tough streak in him. Now, at the moment, things are calm, but how long can this go on for, this whole Kane saga? And how long can the manager keep answering those questions as the first question that he gets asked at every single time he does an interview? How long is he expected? How long can one expect him to keep answering it before the club come out and say something? So I've said this many a times. It needs to be nipped in the bud straight away. One way or another, we either negotiate with Bayern Munich, because all the talks coming out of Germany, it's not coming. It's like everything that we're reporting here in England is what's happening in the German camp. What's been said in Germany.
Hold on, Nicky, 1 second, 1 minute. Fabrizio Romano's reporting it, and Sky Sports said that Levy has met with the club, Bayern Munich. So it's not just over there. There's things being said.
Yeah, but they are talking.
Whether it's true or not, I don't know.
Yeah, of course, we don't know, because at the end of the day, you gotta remember one thing, guys. It's a long summer. There's no football action. What can they possibly be talking about when football's dead right now? So they have to be talking all this stuff. They have to keep pumping it up. I said earlier on, the Van de Ven deal was done 3 weeks ago. He's still not wearing a Spurs shirt right now. So everything gets dragged on. It's finalizing. It's due to completion. It's close. It's near. It's 2 yards away. It's 10 yards away. This is all we're going to just keep baiting us. So for me, in regards to the Kane situation, until Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, a representative, a director of football, anybody, Levy himself, Kane himself, until they publicly speak of it themselves and declare that there's no deal going to be happening this summer, and we are focusing on the upcoming season, they're not ruling it out, because they can't rule it out, Mari, still. They can't rule it out. And the reason why they can't rule it out, because if Bayern Munich, if they say no, it's not happening, and they present them with a £100 million offer, Kane's gone, and they look like right idiots. So they're not going to come out and declare it. And also, we don't know Kane's standpoint, which is why he swerved during the press conference with Ange Postecoglou. So we don't know. But the problem with this is, like, one way or another, for me, you nip it in the bud, because you need to find out if your captain and your main goal scorer is going to be at the club next season. And if he isn't, we need to find an adequate replacement and have enough time to do so. So none of this sits right with me, but I understand it's the transfer season, and Kane is one of the best strikers in world football right now. So, and he's up for grabs with 1 year left in his contract. Do I think he's going to sign a new contract? Is he going to sleep with the devil again? Is he going to make a pact with the devil again? I don't see that happening. Do I think Levy's going to let him go on a free? I don't see that happen, because we know Levy loves money. So out of all the 3 possibilities that you just come up in the poll there, I'm going with the 22%. I think he will sign for Bayern Munich eventually. I think that they will come with the money, and that's all Levy wants. All Levy's waiting for is the right offer. He has a number in his head. It's just a question of Bayern Munich coming over and triggering that number.
No way in a million years Daniel Levy is letting £100 million asset go out the door. Even if he has to take 60 million or 70 million, whatever he thinks he's going to get, he will take whatever he can in the end, because he's not letting that go off the balance sheet. I've been saying it from day one.
He won't make that Eriksen mistake again.
No way. Steve Strasberg, big up for the super chat, brother. If you're free tomorrow and you want to jump on the watch along, Steve messaged me on WhatsApp. He says, "Hi guys, hope you're all good. We hope you're good."
Big up, Steve.
I just want to say as well big up to Steve. Also, David Clark, you've been on loads of podcasts. They're saying something different to me. Who cares? I'm the only one saying it. I was the only one as well. This channel was the only channel that said, if you sack Conte, we're going to collapse. Everyone wanted Conte gone. We went from 4th to 8th. We said it. We're the only channel that kept saying, Levy's not going to change. There's no culture change. So what I'm politely saying to you is, I don't care what the other channels or podcasts say. That's why I love Tottenham Away, because we stick to what we believe, man. And unless we see real,
David knows that. David knows that. We've said so many times. He's agreed with us. He's not agreed with us. His comments will always come up on our channel, and we'll always debate it, whether we agree. Or we don't.
Comments up.
But Dave knows. Dave knows what we like in this channel. We say it how it is. We give our truth. Whether it's right or wrong, it can be debated. But we always say what we think, without any we better not go there because we might trigger this off, and we don't care. We'll say it how it is, because when it comes to football, when it comes to our team, we've got to look each other in the face and say how it is. That's it. That's how I see it anyway. I can't be any other way.
This Spurs community, Murray, I'm going to come to you straight away. I just want to say this Spurs community is very fickle. People are scared to say what they want to say sometimes because they might not be allowed on that show, or that guest might not come on their show. And this Spurs community, it's got a lot of good people in it, but it's also got a lot of people that want to make this a career. They're career driven. We're not career driven with YouTube. We do it because we just like talking football, man. And if we end up becoming a massive channel, great. If not, it is what it is, man. But JP's here. Let me bring in JP. Big up JP.
Guys, I'll say this. Everybody knows when our channel got
giving Levy money, JP. When that be a fake.
All I'm going to say before I'll let JP mention that JP is fly. Every time in the season, he'll come out with the kits all the time. But all I'll say is this, okay? In regards to our channel, if we were doing it because we wanted to make a career out of it, if we were doing it because of the likes and the views and the subs, which we are gratefully appreciated, let's not make any mistake about that. They are always gratefully appreciated. When our channel went, if it was all about the numbers, we would have gone as well. We would have just said, you know what, leave it. We can't be bothered with it. But here we are. It doesn't matter if we go back to 1,000, 2, 3, 4, what we are now. If it grows, great. But if not, we have a voice in this platform. We have a voice in YouTube, and we will carry on using it. And we will say what we want.
You get a voice as well.
Exactly. People like, and I'm using David Clark as an example, guys. I'm using his name as an example. There's many a times where we've agreed on some stuff, and more often than not, we've not agreed it, and we've debated on it. But his comments will always come up, the same with everybody else. Agree or not agree, we can debate. We will never slam anyone for having an opinion. We won't. That's why your names always come up. We don't request super chats. We don't request super chats for your comments to come up on the screen. We don't request absolutely anything. If you want to give a super chat, it's gratefully appreciated. Always has been. But the comments will always come on regardless, and we'll debate if there's anything that needs to be debated, providing that we don't go off topic like we always do, because we have to get through. We have to get through our topic.
What are you talking about?
No, we always do, but we always have our own things that we have in line that we want to discuss before the show starts. So we have to get through them, but we always make time to try and discuss anything along the way. You know what? That top is not as bad as our first thought. Okay, now I've seen this bit.
Yeah, but that bit's not so bad. I'm like, you don't really notice it, to be fair. It's silver. All of that
what's
silver.
The numbering like at the back now? What's the numbering like?
Sorry, guys.
Look at the model. We give you a model. Look at that. Oh. The numbers changed as well. The outline of the number. There you go. Look at that. You're modeling. Look, it's got shirts everywhere.
Do not go to the club shop. Do not go to the club shop, Murray.
Don't worry, JP knows better.
It's a good thing I've got someone who works at Nike.
Freebies, all right.
I was gonna say, I said this. Iggy knows I said this Saturday night. The all those quotes that you put out, which is coming from Bayern, it's nothing new, but it shows the respect that they have for our club. Bayern, if anybody knows Bundesliga, Bayern, right? It always seems that the best players, right, goes to the to Bayern, right? It's Bayern and the 17 dwarfs. I mean, I don't want to disrespect the other fans of the other Bayern teams, but it's always been that way. Bayern has always been the big brother and said, hey, we want your player, right? We want Lewandowski, right? We want Matt Hummels, right? We want this, we want that. And so how they do it is they unsettle the player, they unsettle the teams, and that's how they're able to get the player. Real Madrid also has their doctorate degree in doing that, right? Bayern Munich, the big clubs, they have their doctorate in unsettling the player and the club. So in this situation, they look at Tottenham just like they look at the 17 other teams in the Bundesliga, right? That respect factor is like, yeah, Daniel Levy's good, but we were born yesterday. We're Bayern. We're the
do
great
what we want.
club. We have a fan base all over the world, right? You can find Bayern Munich jerseys worn in Mexico. So now the question is, because they have never really, and I'm trying to think about, have we ever dealt with Bayern Munich selling a play to them or buying a play from them? No, not really. And so this is the first time they're dealing with Daniel Levy. So Levy, being a narcissist, his big ego, it's been reported that he was taken aback, like really pissed off by what Bayern has been saying. So is he that pissed off that he's not going to do a deal if Bayern finally says, hey, we're going to put 95, we're going to put 100? Or his ego is going to be like, man, you disrespected me, you disrespected our club. But what Bayern's doing is not new. This is how they view. They will not do this to Real Madrid or even United. They're doing this towards Tottenham because this is how they view Tottenham. They respect us, but they don't really respect us. They look at us like the 17 other dwarfs in the Bundesliga. It's the truth. It is the truth. That's the reason why you hear all these comments, Rumgeni, all them. They're like, oh, it's Tottenham. It's Tottenham.
It has that Berbatov feeling about it, though, doesn't it?
And Gareth Bale and Modric and Carrick and Kyle Walker. And
yeah, but Berbatov was like right at the death, and then bang, slapped you with money.
If this is just towards me, I go to CDMX every 2-3 weeks. My girlfriend lives. I don't know who that is. My girlfriend lives.
What is CDMX? What's CDMX?
No, that's Mexico City. That's the term.
Oh, right.
That's the initials.
That's the code.
My girlfriend lives in. She's a nurse student. She lives in Mexico City. I go see her every 3 weeks. If I could show you my passport, you'll see stamps. So, let me just jump right and calma, Scott. Calma.
They're coming for us tonight. I love it. It's normally because we're hitting the talking points that. Listen, we're hitting the talking points that need to be discussed.
Murray,
I'm
going to come out with a T-shirt because
for the lovey-dovey stuff.
I practically live in Mexico. So like literally, I go every other week.
Murray, whenever you want to make a point, just start saying, "Let's have it right."
Let's have it right.
Let's have it right.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's the one thing I say. So I'm going to come out with a T-shirt that Iggy says, "Let's have it right," and I think that's going to be my new thing now. Let's have it right.
I like this. Yeah, I got my new internet. It's going real good.
Ooh, new internet. Banging, Murray.
Sorry, David. Now you're talking shit. You're just talking crap.
I didn't go
off on tangent. I didn't go off on tangent. You said to me, you're just reading off of Twitter and Facebook, and all the other channels don't do it. We're reporting what people like Fabrizio Romano that everyone talks about. Accounts like Spurs Web that everyone talks about, Sky Sports, what everyone talks about. We're repeating what they said. Whether they posted it on Facebook or Twitter or TikTok or on TalkSport, it's the source. So I don't get how I went off on a tangent.
We can only go by what's been reported. We're not ITKs. Even in the Good Morning Tottenham away, when I do it every morning, guys, I go off what's been reported online, whether it's correct or incorrect. True or not true, I can only go by same as you guys. You go online, you have a read of what's going on in the Tottenham latest, and you with all the things that you read, you make your own.
David. I don't think anyone challenges David, and I do. I think that's what it is.
And no, but I'm just saying, and then that's what I based my opinion of what I've just read with you guys. That's what I say, and that is the only thing we can go with. We haven't got insiders like all these people have got insiders. It's just
So I think
Daniel,
I don't want to sound like Sava, but I think there's trolls in the mix. I cannot believe this guy put this comment. Like, all right, I'm in a different country, United States, go to Miami. You know how many Germans, like there, anywhere there's Germans, you will find Bayern Munich fans. Canada, United States, Argentina, South Africa. You will find them all over. I'm like taken aback.
Do you know which club in the world?
I was in Rhodes. I was in Rhodes earlier, Mari, and I bumped into a couple of Bayern fans.
The Bayern fans.
Do you know which club in the world sells the most replica jerseys? Oops, sorry, I'm spitting out my nuts.
It's got to be Real Barca and PSG, man.
No?
Real Barca and PSG is the three tops that I see the most.
Man United, probably Liverpool.
The club
I'm
that
talking
sells
outside
the most,
Premier, guys. Outside the Premier.
I'm talking about the world. The club that sells the most club jerseys in the world, and they've got the highest merchandise sales, is Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich.
I've seen.
I have to say, guys, I have to say that outside of England, whenever I go abroad, it's the PSG, Real, and Barca that I see more than any other. I'm talking about like kids and stuff like that wear the football shirts. They're the ones that I see the most. Wherever Messi, Ronaldo, and so forth. But yeah, listen, Bayern Munich are a powerhouse. Let's be honest. They're one of the powerhouses.
They're the top 5 most powerful, biggest clubs in world football, man.
They're powerhouse.
They're massive. They won the Champions League 2 years ago. Didn't they beat is it Man City? No, Man City. Who did they beat 2 years ago in the final?
What, in the
2-3
Champions
years ago? Bayern Munich.
Champions League?
Yeah,
No,
Bayern Munich. 2-3 years ago, Bayern Munich won it, didn't they?
No, longer than that. They won it. Didn't they win it in England against Borussia? They won it against Borussia, didn't they? What was the last Champions League it was? Borussia, what season was it?
Guys, if anyone knows when Bayern Munich last won the Champions League, put it in the comments, because I'm sure it
I'll tell you, no, I'm asking my Wikipedia over there. I've got Joe. I just asked Joe.
It's there. It's in the comments. It's in the comments. Iggy, it's in the comments. They beat PSG. I remember.
They beat them good.
The PSG against, he said the same thing. They won 1-0. The final against PSG.
But see, they've won the Champions League recently, so you know. JP, you never told us what with Harry Kane, with all the comments coming out in the media, with the reports, and like I said, they're only reports that Daniel Levy's gone and spoken to Bayern Munich, and the fact that there's questions now being targeted at Ange Postecoglou every press conference. The club hasn't come out and said anything. Kane hasn't come out and said anything. Where are you at with this? Because this is only going to get more intensive the closer we get to the start of the season.
Bored as fuck.
Thanks for joining us.
It's a simple one. It's a simple one-line answer. Look, it's. I said it last time we were on. I think he'll stay with us and he'll go on a free. He'll probably sign a contract in January or something. Personally, I think Bayern would be daft paying stupid amount of money, 100 million quid, to just not wait 6 months. All right. I get it that they probably, they've lost Lewandowski. They're probably waiting. They probably need to fulfill the fact that they need a superstar striker. But weighing that up against dishing out 100 million quid, German clubs don't dish out 100 million quid, kind of like willy-nilly, I'd kind of like be surprised if they've done it so far or even got close to it. To be fair, I think one of the things they're probably pushing for, and with all their comments coming out, like he speaks, who was it? Was it Karl-Heinz Rummenigge?
Rummenigge, yeah.
Oh yeah, they speak to him. They speak to him every day.
For saying that word out loud.
Yeah, but that's his name, though, right?
It is his name.
That's his. Like he's been speaking to him every day and stuff like that. That's just purely to get everyone wound up, get all the Spurs fans wound up, try and get Levy to bow in some way. Because right now, what's everyone saying? Oh, just get rid of him, take the money, and just get rid of him. That's probably the way the crowd are reacting right now, right? we all don't like to hear it. We don't like to hear that. Oh, someone's trying to tap up our star player and stuff like that. So literally everyone's. God, I hope not. I think literally everyone's probably at that point of going, just you know what, sell him, take the money, sell him. If they're offering money, take the money, sell him. They're not offering nowhere near that money, right? Well, what was the last? And again, we don't know if this is true. What was the last concrete number that you heard? It was something like 60 million or something, right?
I think it was 70 million euros, was it?
That's with add-ons and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
It was euros. So euros is £60 million.
Yeah. So I think they're doing their damnedest with the media to try and push it as much as they can but this is Levy, right? If he's dug his heels in and says 100 million's the number, I'd be surprised if he budges. If Kane comes out, if they get to Kane by keep on hounding. If Kane comes out and says, right, that's it, enough, I'm going, right? I don't want to play here anymore. But Kane's not like that. He'll play the nice guy. He don't want to upset anybody. He'll just wait and he'll just wait it out.
Yeah, but you know what? This is where, for the first time. By the way, those that are putting super chats, I'll get to them in a minute. I'll get to them in a moment. This is where it's different. Levy's in a corner. He's gonna get zero. Like, he can want 100 million all he wants. Bayern Munich know that in 5 months' time, they can get Kane on a pre-contract for free. And that 100 million that Levy wants, the 60 million Bayern are prepared to pay, Bayern can say, and I'm sure the Bayern chairman will say to Levy, look, if you don't want to do a deal at a realistic price for a guy that's on a 1-year contract, that's fine. We'll approach Kane in January and say, look, Harry, come for free. And the 60 million we were going to give to Daniel Levy, there's your wages. Levy, do you want us to give the 60 million to you or to Harry? How do you want to play this? And this is where Levy's in the corner for me. He can posture as much as he wants. He does not have any leverage unless he's prepared to let Kane go on a free. And there is no way. Every time I go to Spurs, every time I get some intel, every time I'm in that academy, first team training facility, and I speak to the people I know, they all say the same thing. Levy's an accountant. Everything he does is on the numbers. The numbers don't stack up. He don't do the deal. There's no way Kane's going on a free. No chance. I don't understand why fans think he's going to go on a free. JP, I don't know. I don't know where this idea comes from.
My view is that he's pushing for money, right? 60 million's the said number, right? We don't know. Bayern Munich could have offered 30 million quid. So are you saying take anything?
No. What I'm saying is
20 million quid.
No, of course not. Of course not. What I'm saying is, as a club,
I understand it is money driven as opposed to 60 million or nothing, right?
JP, it's not right. Let me explain something. It's not just not getting money for Kane to then maybe put that money towards transfers. Because if we don't get top 6 next season, that money's not going towards transfers. I'll tell you now. So it's about £100 million of assets getting wiped off the balance sheet. The value of the club goes down by 100 million.
Right.
It's about that 100 million being collateral that when we buy players and we have covenants in the contract. So if we're going to pay for a player over 5 years, there has to be something that says, right, if you can't pay the contract over 5 years because something happens at your club, how do we get our money? They look at the balance sheet and they see assets. Like, okay, the assets are there. So if you liquidate, you can cover it. Yeah. He's not going to let. This is what I keep saying to fans. There's no way Kane goes on a free. If Kane goes on a free, I'm prepared to do another stupid forfeit. I'm prepared to do another stupid one.
Don't be stupid. Just be quiet.
I think it's stupid.
If let's say you get a deluded chairman who thinks if he keeps Harry Kane and can get supply to him and he gets 30 goals or whatever it is, and we can achieve top 4 next season, does that wipe out 60 million quid?
The Champions League money will cover the cost of but then you haven't got that 60 million to go to transfers. So no, you okay in In terms of balance sheet, yes.
Right.
In terms of assets, yeah.
In a way, he's probably edged.
That's one hell of a risk, JP. When did Levy ever take risks like that? When does he ever take a risk like that?
No, I know.
Yeah, but that's a big ask, JP. To make Champions League football.
A deluded chairman, I did say,
it's
right?
A big,
with no
big...
centre backs.
No
Champions
centre-back.
League, no centre backs.
Someone asked that question earlier on. I think one of the super chats was very much asking where we think we're going to end in the league without the centre backs, without Kane.
Let's do a super chat now.
I saw that super chat.
Steve said, "Stel, I think Kane retires at Spurs." So Steve,
there is a 400 grand contract sitting on the table from what's been reported. 400 grand for him to sign.
I'll get up to the next one because I think that's your question. Big up Steve for the super chat, and then Ryan, big up for your super chat. Question: where do you think we'll finish if we don't buy any centre backs and Kane was to be sold without replacement? I think we're in a relegation battle.
I don't know if I'd go that low, but
12.
No new centre backs.
Yeah.
I
don't think we'll go as relegation battle, but I do think we will.
They worked out last season. With the defence that we had. If you took away Kane's goals, we would have finished 14th.
Yeah, that's what I would say. 14th, 15th.
13th, 14th.
It's massive, guys. Honestly, we can't underestimate. The thing is, you're going to be leaking one end and you're not scoring at the other. That's essentially what we're saying.
So if I play devil's advocate, we've also got a new manager with a different style of football. We've got a new left back, right back.
How can we play a high line with Dyer?
We've got creative midfielder. We'll have Basuma back, I would say.
I'm excited about Basuma this year, guys.
We have I would say a bit of an enhancement on Lucas Moura and Son and Kane.
David Clark agrees with us. 15.
Yeah.
Alexander says 7, but Alex is always on. Alex is a joker. He's just taking the piss.
I don't know how we would finish one better than this season without Kane.
Look, I've never, ever.
Alex, explain to me your rationale.
I've never known Daniel Levy to let money walk out the front door. This guy has made a living off of making money, and he's going to let.
Plus, we need to decide. This our 65 million player, Richarlison. We have to decide what we're doing with this guy, man.
Sell him before we sell Kane.
If he's going to be the number one striker. Without Kane, he needs to be the number one striker. If we're not going to give him, but the thing is, if we're not going to give him the keys, if we're not going to give him the driving keys to our forward line, then we need to get rid. We can't have a 65 million bit part player.
Do you know what I would do?
This is in all seriousness, though, and this goes for every single player that we want to get rid of. Is anyone going to pay big money for Richarlison?
No.
Not that price, because he hasn't returned Spurs' investment on
just because we're stupid idiots. He paid the 66 million quid.
He hasn't returned it. He hasn't paid. But we'll see.
We're not getting the Sanchez money back, the Lo Celso money back. We're not getting back all of that money. We're not getting
all of that money.
There's rumors that Napoli have offered 15 million for Lo Celso. I read it somewhere before we came.
We paid 42.
We're holding on for 20. We're holding on for 25.
Here's the dilemma.
We're holding on for 25 million. They've offered 15.
Here's the dilemma that we have. But the problem is, this wouldn't happen, right? A good club, a smart club, right? If by any chance, Richarlison shows a pulse, Tanguy shows a pulse, at the end of next season, you will sell them while they're high. But our club, we don't do that, right? Eric Dyer, right? When he was high, we had a chance to sell him. Dele Alli, when they were high, we had a chance to sell them. No, we keep them. And so even if we were rooting for Richarlison, if he could score 15 goals this year, right? Chelsea, United, okay, perfect. Yeah, we can sell him. Hey, he scored 15 Premier League goals, but not our team, right? Oh, he scores 15 Premier League goals. We're keeping him. And so that's why this is why I said it's the same old story. Because Daniel Levy is not football mind. He is not a football person. And we have him, Donna Cullen. I know you're gonna talk about this, handling this type of business when you have Chelsea, man, they're ruthless. They're cutthroat. Oh yeah, the good, okay, good season. We're still getting rid of you. You know, that's why, I don't think we're gonna give it a Hoiberg, right? This is the time to say, take him, But no, we're gonna find some way to keep him, and this is our club. This is our club.
If to answer Lee Enigma, if Ndombele does bits this season where he smashes it and he is a consistent and he is like a massive signing for us and he turns his own fortunes, turns Spurs' fortunes, I'll give you my word now. That shirt that JP's wearing, I will purchase one with whatever name and number, whatever number he will wear this year, and I will hang it off here for the entire.
I will buy it for you. I will buy it for you.
I will. I won't wear it because I don't wear it.
It's the year after, though, isn't it?
I will have it here on display. No, you can hold on to me. It's not a problem.
Iggy.
You can hold on to
I'll
it.
tell you what.
But I'm telling you now. But wait. He has to dramatically, consistently be up there as the highest performer. If he does that,
what do you qualify as highest? No. Is that like an 8 in every game, or
he's got to be on a level? He's got to be playing really well for the team, man. We know, right? If we see it, he can't. Not 2 or 3 games, 4 games.
Iggy, don't do the shirt. Don't do the shirt because that's a bit lame. I've got a better idea, right? Rather than the shirt. For a whole season.
Now you're doing the forfeits.
No, I think it's a better idea.
King of forfeits over here.
No, for a whole season, it's not going to be bad. For a whole season, when you do Good Morning Tottenham away, when you introduce yourself, and when you come on this show and you put your name at the bottom of the screen, you must call yourself Endon Biggie. Endon Biggie. The IGY in capitals.
I don't see that much of it. I much prefer that than the shirt behind me.
Endon Iggy. For a whole season.
Yeah, but I have to change my Twitter handle.
We'll help you out with it.
No, I can do that. It's not a problem. But is that it? I will change my name here as well on the screen, right there. This one, I will change it. But he has to be performing. I have to eat my words with his performances. I have to eat my words. Listen, I want the guy to do. Listen, let's have it right. Here we go. Let's have it right. It's been 1 hour. It took me 1 hour to say it. Let's have it right. He's got to be performing on a consistent level. He's got to be up there. I'm not saying on par with Kane and Son because they're like.
I don't see where he plays. To be honest with you, in Poch's impossible system. I think because we bought Maddison. We bought Maddison. Madison's going to be the star.
No, Tattoo. Who the hell is that guy? A tattoo on a TL on your wrist. Well, look at that name. Where did that name just come from, man? I've just seen the name of it. The one underneath Daniel Wright's
LV Sean Butler. Oh, God, I don't know. The trolls are out.
A tattoo. I would never tattoo Ndombele's name on my body, man.
I want to cast your minds back to the end of last season. Daniel Levy said this: "We shall spend the period ahead of next season working relentlessly to position our club for on-pitch success and football you will love to come and watch. Every element of the club's operations is geared toward delivering on-pitch success, people. I wish you and your families good health and a wonderful summer." So
yours, Daniel. I like that bit.
Technically, the season hasn't started yet, right?
Hugs and kisses.
They're working relentlessly for on-pitch success. So explain this to me.
Works relentless.
708 days since we last signed a permanent centre back. 708 days. But we are working relentlessly to position the club. Guys, look, any which way we look at it.
You think this job's easy?
for the defense not to have been fixed as the priority. Forget Maddison. Forget the goalkeeper. Forget Solomon, who's just Mora part 2, another one, no end product. We've replaced Mora with Mora. Freebie. How is it that we've got reports now? We won't pay the money for Tapsoba or Mickey, but we're going to go in for Anderson, who's worth more than them. This donut is still at the club. He's still at the club. And I'm reading comments like this. It's going to be 18, isn't it? Davies and Dyer have survived 17 transfer windows at this club. 17. Guys, please, can someone tell me?
20. They'll make it to 20.
Please tell me what is going on. Why we have not got defenders training with the squad, building relationships and partnerships with the positions and the places they're going to be on the pitch. Why they're not learning the philosophy of Postecoglou. Why they're not getting to know the club and the fans. Why are we waiting late again when we're setting ourselves up for failure, man? I don't get it. I do get it. That's why I'm leaving it out. But how? How is this being allowed to happen again?
I thought I saw loads of people going, oh, do you know what? I'm going to go apeshit if Dyer and Thingy are centre backs when we go on tour to Australia.
Well,
I
not wait too long, mate.
I don't see that many people going. I don't see that many people going apeshit.
About the wind blowing direction, the flip floppers, you know. People talk.
It beggars belief in a way, kind of, to be honest. And you go but I'll go back to last season and exactly the same thing, exactly the same. I felt exactly the same way. We knew last season, at the start of the season, we needed a quality right wing back.
You know what's the discouraging thing?
And we needed centre backs last year anyway, right? But that was the main thing.
And the year before that. And the year before that.
You know what's the discouraging thing is that you got clubs like Aston Villa, and Wolves is about to sign a central defender right now. And you got Aston Villa, Pau Torres, right? We've been linked with him the last, two summers. And they were able to sign him for 32 mil. Like, it is so discouraging because it's been our number one problem, and it's going to be a problem. And you would think that okay, this is top priority, right? Yes, that's nice that we got James Maddison, great, but Pau Torres, Indica, all these guys, right? I'm not even naming the tier A, right? The tier A or the Guardials, Laporte, they're not coming to Spurs, right? This is what considered like tier B, right? Tapsoba, that 30 to 40 range, right? We're not signing those players, right? Even the Brightons and the other clubs are signing 15 to 20 mil, right? The tier C guys, right? I would have been happy if we got maybe a tier C in signing before this preseason game has come in, right? 15 to 20, right? That's what the club convinced us, right? Because we're so gullible. These are the type of players that we can look at and get, and we're not even signing those players. So that's why I said this team has no philosophy. It's not tier A players. It's not tier B players. It's not tier C players. It's basically our club's motto is we want the high success by the cheapest way method. Great. Granted, your team is not going to be great. Like my dad says, you pay, I don't want to butcher it. You pay what you get for, or no.
You pay for what you get.
We have a saying in England, you pay peanuts, you get monkeys.
Yeah, you pay for what you get. And so if we want to do that,
still eating peanuts.
If we want to get the Solomons of the world, that's our team. then the output that's going to be coming out of our team, it is what it is. And so that's come to a point where I'm bored. I'm literally bored. How many days I have to hear advancing, and then true Levy fashion, oh, the deal broke down because not only they agreed, now he tried to get it for even cheaper, almost like a Jack Grealish type of deal. And if you're Wolfsburg, you're like, you know what? We're done. We don't want to deal with it.
I thought the player agreed terms and conditions like about 6 weeks ago.
Apparently, the rumor the club, Wolfsburg came to a price with Tottenham, and then Daniel Levy went back in and just tried to lowball Wolfsburg. And if I'm Wolfsburg, I'm like, you know what? Kick rocks. Go.
Do you know what it kind of reminds me of? Is that dad from Successions?
Oh my god! Where you guys at with
every little bit of excitement? Every little bit of excitement that people were not willing to forgive him or whatever it is, but since
it's a new season, we're playing tomorrow, JP.
Like that's what I mean. That line was drawn. It was a clean slate. People were slightly happy the fact that we've got a new manager who's going to be playing attractive football. We got Madison in. Do you know, it was on a bit of a wave, wasn't it? And then
now slowly, we're starting to see same
back to normal. And that's what I mean. Like that's why you go. Do you know what? It starts tomorrow. Season starts tomorrow. New shirt, new excitement, new this,
that first
new
11, that. JP. That first 11. As soon as I see it, and I'll be like you guys. I'll be watching to see who was starting at the back.
I ain't watching. I'm gonna wash my hair, man. I'm not watching.
By the way, tomorrow, make sure you watch Tottenham away from 10:30 a.m. We're doing a live watch along and then a post-match show. So make sure you tune in, guys. We will be here. I will be here. Whoever joins me.
Some of us got work.
It's a bit of an awkward time. But you know what, guys? I'll be locked in. I'll be locked in. At
you
work.
watch us.
I won't be able to come on, but I'll be locked into you guys. Don't worry.
Probably just be me, actually.
I'll jump in between calls or something.
Murray said he'll be here.
Yeah.
Oh, big up, Murray. Nice one.
Yeah.
I'll be in the comments.
Do you know what? Right, I get wound up with this whole defensive nonsense because the truth be said, what I tell you what winds me up the most is there's fans who are saying, "Oh, actually, Eric Dyer will do well now. Different manager, different manager will get a different
17 windows."
And I hear the same thing every
17 windows. How many managers? Why is it going to be different this time?
Look, has sent me this. Okay, he put Dyer's to be given his 10th chance for next season. It seems, knowing Spurs, they'll probably give him a new contract to make him captain. And someone replied, "Do you not think about his leadership skills and a player that speaks 3 languages? Can you speak Spanish and Portuguese?" And then Toby then puts, "We have some funny supporters," as if like Haz is deluded for calling out Dyer. So Haz replied, "Is this a joke?" Like, but we have a lot of fans out there at the moment defending Eric Dyer. And yet, at the end of last season, I could have sworn every fan, Enoch in, Enoch out, Levy in, Levy out, moderates, wherever your position, every single fan says, that's it. Get rid of this defense. Rebuild the defense. And here we are. We haven't done it. Oh, but Postecoglou, he's positive. He's a nice guy. He'll get a tune-up. Eric Dyer is not going to learn how to pass a ball in a front foot attacking possession-based system for shit. Nor is Ben Davis, nor is Sanchez, nor is Sessignon. None of them are going to learn it. No chance. Emerson Royale. Shit. Not Emerson Royale. Yeah, Chicken Royale. He ain't going to learn it.
I sent a message to you. One of the guys in the chat, forgive me, I can't remember who it was. It was earlier on in the show. And sent that somebody on Twitter had put 2 formations or 2 lineups for tomorrow. I WhatsApped. I put it in one of the messages. Have a look at the 2 lineups that I want. Lord of mercy.
Vicario with the back 4 of Porro, Romero, Tanganga, Reguilon, Basuma holding mid, Madison and Ndombele attacking mid, Kulu, Kane's son, versus Dean Austin in goal, Chicken Royale, Muppet Sanchez, slow coach Davies, Udoji, no experience of Premier League, Skip holding mid, Højbjerg and Divine attacking mid, Højbjerg attacking mid, Solomon the freebie, Richie the pigeon, and Perisic the cripple. What a team. What a team.
Wow.
It's probably going to be a fusion of both playing tomorrow.
Listen, I've got nothing
those
against
guys are all out
Tanganga.
there.
Look, I personally have got nothing against
That'd be a
Tanganga
good
and Reguilon
game.
because Tanganga for me is a centre back, and he's never played as centre back at Spurs for more than 2 games. So if I've got nothing with the young players being given a crack, I'm happy for them to have a chance under one manager that's going to play front foot attacking football. But
Even
if
Sanchez?
Tanganga doesn't hack it under this guy, then forget it. Reguilon as well. I don't think we should have got rid of him. So I'm glad they're going to get a chance. But listen, Chicken Royale, Sanchez, Davies, nah, man. Nah. Forget it. Perisic. Why is Perisic still at Spurs? Perisic. He can't move.
I'm surprised he's gone on tour, actually,
I think
because
he's going to play him
in
further
fairness,
forward.
there was all that talk about him not buying out his
JP,
contract,
they've all
like
got on
cancelling the
tour.
contract.
We've got 69 players on tour. How many players
We've
have
got a
taken?
lot of players out there.
How are they going to get game time? How is the manager going to see enough of the players to make a decision? You need to see a player play a full game 3-4 times. They're going to get like 15, 20 minutes, 45 minutes. And it's going to be like, right, well, I'll make my decision.
But that's all they can do still,
against
right?
Who? The Sailor City boys.
Still, that's all he can do right now. And they're the teams that have been lined up. What else can he do?
The thing is, he wants to be seen as giving everyone a chance, but it's
Yeah,
not realistic.
if they would have brought him in earlier.
Before you take the job, you don't do any due diligence. Before you take the job. This is
No,
why
but
he should have been in
it's
place
fine.
when we sacked Conte.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
should have been
that-
in April. Working
I
with,
don't
like
disagree
Chelsea
with
with
you,
Poch.
but
Poch come in.
he would.
Time
Yeah,
to
but
work with them. Okay, this is
Yeah,
what
but
we're going to do. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Chelsea
I'm not
did it the
defending
right way.
anyone. I'm not defending anyone, but Poch was sitting on his backside doing nothing. This guy was trying to win a treble.
Yeah, it's true. He was
At a
busy,
team,
man.
right?
Bring Poch. Bring Poch back, JP. Bring Poch.
No, I'm not disagreeing, arguing with you.
You're
but
right,
I'm saying
JP.
the hard line of the truth is he was in a job with a team looking to win a treble. He was sitting on his ass doing nothing, right? He's come in right now. He's got all of these players. He can watch videos and stuff like that. But you should know more than anyone, there's nothing like seeing a player in real life in front of you, right? How many games has he got to do it in? He hasn't got like 10 preseason games or anything, has he? He's pissing off to Australia now after 2 weeks, right?
This is
If he leaves half of those players at home, is he going to see them?
Yeah,
I totally agree with you that
you
most
don't-
of them
you don't
shit.
need- you don't- Do you know what the
We've
problem
had
is, right?
17 transfer windows of nearly all of them.
The problem is he's kept idiots like, not idiots, but he's kept people like Ryan Mason. So he would have said, Ryan, what do you think of him? Oh, yeah. Who's my friend? Yeah, Eric Dyer. Yeah, he's a good one. You know, good in the dressing room. Who else? Who else is there? Oh, Skippy. Yeah, Skippy. Who else is my friends with? There's no cultural change. Get rid of everything. Clear it out, man. But instead,
I give him enough.
Getting a chance.
I give him enough noodle.
I guarantee you, on tour, Dyer, Sanchez, and all the other
player blinders. They'll all play blinders.
Oh, mate, you're going to see it. You're going to see it.
And same when Conte started, right?
I have the super chat.
Same when Conte started.
Everybody's gonna be gullible. That's what I said. We're gullible FC. Oh, Aaron just made Sanchez such a great player. Oh, Dyer. Oh my goodness. Richie scoring goals. I'm telling you. I guarantee you're going to see it. You're going to see it. Those guys are going to have probably a great preseason, right? And people are going to big them up, right? You see, trust the process. Trust Levy, right? Trust what the board's doing, right? They're giving Ange the best player, and he's going to miraculously turn water to red wine. Yeah, you're going to see it. You're going to see it, right? And it's just, I'm just going to sit back, watch, eat a bag of popcorn, and just watch. Because I'm telling you now, we're going to bend over with these good teams, and we're going to get pumped. With this current squad that we have now, our center backs, that defense, we are going to get pumped. And big up Dele Spurs.
I mean, the simple thing, yeah, big up Dele Spurs. The simple thing, Murray, is that team let in what, 62 goals or 66, as he says down below, right?
63
Last
goals we
season.
let in.
It was 63.
And that,
League.
and that
In the
was
Premier
playing defensive, right? That was playing defensive. This manager, his style, his attitude is to be offensive and play up front and push and stuff like that. With that same defense, what?
Did you see
99?
Did you remember what Rashford did?
We're not gonna push up and get up front. We can't play out from the back. These players cannot play out from the back. This defense can't do it. The holding mid can't do it.
Can you imagine what Chelsea's Nkuku, whatever his name is going to do to Eric Dyer? And he's quicker than Rashford. I actually think Rashford's not the quickest guy. Can you imagine what he's going to do to Eric Dyer? Do you guys remember what Rashford did to Eric
You're
Dyer?
mute.
You're on mute.
I'll read it out to you guys. It says this is from the Spurs Watch, by the way, on Twitter. It says Spurs will now have conversation with Bayern Leverkusen for Edmund Tapsoba next week. I think they mean this week. They have a new round of talks with Bayern Leverkusen. My information is that Tapsoba is their number one option, but he's also more expensive. So it's important for Spurs to understand they can find a compromise on the asking price. He's their number one option.
That's another week. That's another week.
You see what I mean? It's like we've identified that he's the choice. Just
pay the money and get him, man.
Just get your man.
Even if you go, he's haggling for 10 million quid. So Sanchez will get 10 million quid, right?
Meanwhile, people are spending 105 million on.
Arsenal.
I was going to say,
in they go, get the man, job done. All the stats are fantastic. Passing,
who cares?
40 million plus 5, so you can go and get players.
Don't give a monkeys. Who cares?
Yeah,
not interested in what Arsenal do.
He's not a Guardiola. He's not.
Do you guys feel that Arsenal are overstretching themselves? The amount of they're spending, like are they risking?
If that manager doesn't do anything next year, then I think that they'll be in the pound.
Yeah, but don't you think they've gone a little bit over the top with like doubling down with the amount of they spending? I'm talking about the level 105 million on a midfielder.
Why do you care how much they spend? Who cares?
No, I'm not saying I care. I'm just saying it's just, guys. I'm just asking a question, man. I'm just asking a question. Do you
let them spend more
over the top?
More pressure on Arteta, isn't it?
They're trying to catch Man City. They're trying to catch Man City.
They're not catching them. They're not catching them. I ain't catching them. They can get closer.
They're going to buy Guardiola. They're going to buy Guardiola.
They're trying. Yeah, I appreciate the fact that they're trying. I'm just thinking, guys. I'm just thinking 105, 50 million on a defender, 65 on an attacker. That's like 200 million on 3 players, man. Don't you think that's a bit over?
No. Liverpool, when they finished second, they went and spent 150 million on 2 players. Then they went and won everything. That's what big clubs do.
Guys, I'm not
when
trying
they
to
get
defend.
close,
I'm not trying to defend Tottenham's stance.
I'm answering your question.
I think 200 million for 3 players is a bit cuckoo, man.
But Liverpool spent 150 on 2. What's the difference?
Yeah. Listen, it was just something that I thought out aloud, man. I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm just trying to like.
Liverpool come second, lost the Champions League final, couldn't win a trophy, and they said, right.
That's when you
2 players.
That's
they
when
won
you kick
everything.
on. That's when you kick on, though, isn't it? That is when you kick on. And like we said last season, Iggy,
I suppose it has is right.
You want a marquee signing, right?
The level of the player that you're signing for that money. If you got 200 million for the player for 3 players, then you're right. Guys, I'll be honest with you. I know Declan Rice.
Kai Havertz is a bit suspect.
I know Havertz, Declan Rice. I don't know the centre back as well. But if this is an improvement to what what's Gabriel? If he's an improvement to what Gabriel is, and those stats that still showed just a second ago.
Timber's a good player.
I don't know him. I don't know him as well. I must admit. But if he's better than what he was, then alongside Saliba, they're going to form.
Gabriel is bang average. Gabriel is a clown. Saliba made him look good. As soon as Saliba got injured, that defense went to shit. They're 3-0 down against Southampton at home, who got relegated. Come on, Gabriel is a dog's dinner of a player. Timber's much better. Ben White's a better
I
centre
don't
back.
know him as
in
well.
my
I
opinion.
don't know.
What is
Ben
it?
White's
What is it with North London? We get all the Chelsea managers. They're getting all the Chelsea players.
Yeah.
And they all
by the
turn
way,
out good, by
I
the way.
still, the 65 million on Harvard's, I don't understand, but we'll see. We'll see
That's
how it all
dodgy.
pans out. We'll see how
They're
it
not
pans
finished
out.
yet. They're not finished, Arsenal. They're going to do a bit more. Dele Spurs, big up. He says, if a defensive-minded manager can't fix a defense, how could an offensive-minded manager fix? Exactly. That's what we just discussed. Big up. Dele Spurs, totally agree with you. And Ryan says, thank you, Ryan. Sanchez and Dye will impress in pre-season and Richie will score 7 goals and the fan base will give them all a chance. Ange then gets sacked in November. Well, yeah. If we sell Kane, 100%. I think
it would put the manager under some serious pressure, man. Without your main, I think any manager coming into the Tottenham job, it doesn't matter what level you're in. If you lose your centre forward, your 30 goal a season player, and you don't have an adequate replacement, you're going to struggle, man. Don't care who you are.
You can see
all of those stats. But all of those stats, in fairness, where is he? What league does he come from?
The Dutch league.
So can that
Listen,
be
man,
with a
the
pinch of salt or
numbers
what?
are good, man. The numbers are good. Doesn't matter what league if you're one of the top performers in that league.
We got Vertonghen from the Dutch league.
He's just got to now prove it at the top level.
But Gabriel was your best defender for you.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, Indian Gooner. Stop it.
Saliba by a country mile. Come on, we're not even Arsenal fans here. We can tell you Saliba is a standout centre back in that team.
Yeah,
this is the problem. This is the problem. This is your fan base is just as clapped as ours. I have to say, your fan base is just. I mean, by the way, who? Just a quick trivia question. What's this?
Rice.
Rice.
That's
right. It's Arsenal's record signing. Declan Rice in a bottle.
Rice.
I thought he was going to play the Vanilla Ice song. It was so fucking.
Did you see that music video?
Collaborate and listen.
My
goodness,
oh my god, that Arsenal video.
So cringe, man.
It's so cringe. They did like the music video. You took a classic song and destroyed it. Oh my goodness.
Mate, they're so. Do you know what? North London is so.
It is what it is.
Good signing, though. It's good signing. I don't care.
Declan Rice is a very good signing.
He's a good signing, man. It'd be interesting to see how they play with him. It'd be interesting to see how that goes. But look, end of the day, man, they well, the thing is, what I've liked is that they've identified a player and have gone and got him, and haven't looked at the price. They've just gone and got. That is the man who wanted. They said, like, who do you want? I want Declan Rice. There's no like. There's no
even.
There's no like.
Even when the price went up.
Yeah, the price went up. We're getting him. We're getting him, and it's like you have to admire that because that's something that we would like to see. Identify a player, and just like if Tapsoba is the man to go and play alongside Romero, just go and fucking get him. It's as simple as that.
Arsenal have done one thing that we've never, ever done under Levy and Enoch, and we will never, ever do it. They stuck with one manager and they kept backing him every single summer. Every summer they kept going. With Poch, we stopped and we shot ourselves in the foot. And then we've not backed a manager for more than one summer because either we drive them out or we sack them. Whereas for Postecoglou to work, see, tell me what you think of this, guys. Tell me what you think of this because this is where I'm at with Postecoglou. I'm not excited. I'm not optimistic, but I'm not down and out. I'm not pessimistic. For me, nothing has changed at this club, and nothing will ever change at this club until two things happen. One, we get back to exactly where we were with Poch, playing top football, dominating teams at home, being good on the road, getting to semi-finals, finals, second, third in the league. Right now we're proper competition. And at that point, this is when I would decide if this ownership has even learned any lessons. If at that point, they do what Arsenal are doing now and what Liverpool did when they bought Alisson and Van Dijk. If at that point, Spurs say, right, we're so close, there's 200 million, go and buy 3 elite players.
Look at JP laughing. Look at JP laughing as you said that.
Well, then JP, for me, that's the only moment I'm going to be proper team Postecoglou, team
Levy out, mate. It's Levy out. Get him out. And but
that's the only moment you know if there's change at this club. If Postecoglou gets us back to competing, Conte had us competing for top 4. Poch had us competing. Redknapp had us competing. Big deal. Competing means fuck all to me. We've been there. We've done it. What I want to see is once we're competing again at that high level, will the owners go and do what it takes to get it over the line? That's the moment I'm waiting for. I think I'm 3 years away from that moment. When that moment comes, then we'll see what's what. Until then, how can I get excited about football?
I know I'm going to ask you a stupid question, and you're the last person I need to ask this question. But if we had Conte at the helm and we finished 4th, why was that not the time? And why do you think it's going to be different?
Exactly. We didn't do it then. How are we going to do it now? Why would we do it now?
I'm not saying we will. I'm just saying that for me.
No, I'm not. I'm saying if you did, when you had the opportunities to do it, you didn't. And we're going to do it now. We're going to go and do it now. Now is the time also to do it because the team badly needs it. It badly requires it. So if you either do it when is the moment to do it, which you're right, JP. After we hit 4th spot, we had all the momentum. That was the time to say, you know what? Bang, bang, bang. Next season, Conte, go. Yeah, it was one of them ones.
What does those buggers across the road did? They finished where did they finish last year?
We didn't do that.
This year?
We didn't.
Bang, 100 million.
We didn't let that. We didn't go with that momentum. Now that we need it for different reasons, but to give us the bounce back, we're not doing it either. So it's like we're not.
Yeah, 40
like
million,
I said, like
40 million's a bit too much for a centre back.
It's unforgivable that we start pre-season without.
Daniel Levy's words. The stadium is a game changer. It will provide us with the resources to deliver on-field success. His words. The stadium's a game changer because the resources will deliver.
I think every.
How many years ago was that? How many years ago was that?
That's just before we. That's just as the stadium was finishing the build.
Yeah. How many years ago?
I think we should start. I think people should start streams and videos with that.
So that turned out to be a load of bollocks, right? What did he say the year after?
Where is it? Can I see it? I want to see it.
But
anyway, every year he says there's a load of bollocks, right?
Oh, the year after we're gonna bring a manager in that plays front-footed attacking football and bring back the DNA of Tottenham, and then we signed them Nuno.
A load of bollocks, right? This year he said it. At what point? At what point do you stop being that gullible and just go?
Our fan base are useless, JP. We have a useless fan base. They haven't got that. In the words of Minerals, they haven't got the minerals. They haven't got the minerals.
Gullible FC.
I think some people though. I'd like what I will say is what they signed him now.
Every stream with these words.
That's why I put up Iggy. I put up before.
We should always start the streams with these.
Iggy, there it is. There it is. That's the comment.
Yeah, I think every stream, every video should be starting with that because it's good to remind people that these are not made up words. These are not sources that have said it. ITKs.
Listen, as long as we play good football, our fans will be happy. As long as we play attractive football and we score some sexy goals, we as a fan base will be happy.
That's what the master plan though is. Like you get someone in and you play turgid football for a couple of seasons, then you go and get someone to play really nice football, and you go, and then everyone gets back on board, and you don't back him, and you sack him, and you get someone turgid again. It's just
fast forward in 23 years. Here we are,
cycle, mate.
It's like my friend said to me. If you starve your crowd. And then one day give them a few crumbs. Those crumbs feel like a full meal, a 3-course meal, because they're starving. That's what they do. Make us hungry. There's some crumbs. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So kind of you, sir.
Beyonce's coming. She's gonna save the world.
We did sign a player this week. Luckily, just in time, we've got Callum Logan, under 17 international. So he is a centre back. You'll be glad to know. So we do have a centre back.
Such a piss taker.
Callum Logan, big up. Welcome to the club. You'll never play for us.
Welcome, Logan.
Big up, Logan. What do you make of this? Capture this. Come on, Murray. This is what you used to do on your show. You can go first. What's Ange thinking?
I know what I'm thinking.
That boy's going to win me the league.
Oh man!
Comments. What's Ange thinking? What is Ange thinking?
All of my hopes and dreams are in him. That's what he's saying right now.
That boy's going to win me the league.
Or he could be saying,
well, Stel's excited. Stel's excited whenever he sees him. He's always smiling.
Mate, I think Ange is thinking, I would like to get to know you, baby. Like to get a piece of that sexy body.
Is he carrying a bit of timber, or is it just my eyes? I mean, I'm not one to talk, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a professional footballer.
He's got a little
bit of timber on him, or is it just my eyes?
He's got a little bit.
Nothing wrong with a bit of timber.
There isn't, but not when you're a professional footballer and playing for Tottenham Hotspur. I'll draw the line there, mate.
You can still have timber as long as you just produce the skills and the style.
JP,
you don't need to be running around like a loon.
So
I'm pretty sure you can't carry anybody anymore, man.
We've got Battle of the Belly.
The picture's there. You can see for yourself. We haven't.
The comments. Battle of the Bellies. Robert says, "Run." What am I gonna do with you,
mate?
Big brother. Man. Nice cake, probably. Should I sneak into McDonald's drive with him tonight? He better not forget my Big Mac.
It's like shit. He's been to McDonald's without me.
This guy's got more barbecues than I have. Eddie Murphy roaster. I love Eddie Murphy, man.
Guys, do you guys really believe that this guy's going to turn it around this year? Honestly, is this the guy that you're truly excited about?
To the size of that booty. What have I done?
I think again, Iggy, it goes to that the inside in you wants him to do well.
Further doomed like Ukraine.
What he's capable of, but
but the thing is,
I can't see it happening. No, logically,
I don't want the guy to do bad just so I can say, come back here and go.
Yeah.
I told you. I don't want it. If he does well, that means something has changed in him. Something has clicked. He's found the right manager for him, and of course, if he plays it consistently well, in return, Tottenham will play better because one of the biggest investments for Spurs would have turned it around. So in that side of things, I'd be happy. It's not about being right. It's just would I bet even a single pound, £1? I wouldn't. I'm not on him. I just wouldn't, man. I just don't see it. I don't see where this big turnaround's going to come. But you know what? I've got STEL telling me. I've got Sim. I'm hearing it from Sim. We're Tottenham TV. I'm hearing it from my own son. It reckons he deserves a chance as well. So I'm hearing 3 guys around me that all believe in. I'm thinking to myself, maybe they've seen something I haven't. I don't know.
It ain't happening, bro.
If he gets game time, I think he'll. Listen, let's wait and see, because the truth is, if we haven't got centre backs, I don't care about Ndombele.
Doesn't matter who you go in front.
It doesn't matter. We did fly out on Friday to Australia for our tour.
Australia, man.
Before we go through the actual squad that we've taken with us, there's something I want to ask you guys. This is really fucking weird, by the way. Now, Daniel Levy.
What's all that about? I saw that.
Signing
What's all that about?
A shirt. I mean,
what
the
hell? He's an Australian fan, man. He's
deluded.
No, but they don't. The thing is, I get it, man. Fans from far away, man. They don't live and they don't see what we see here closer to home, man.
They must know we've not won 23 years, right?
That's not me slating those fans away. Or Melissa Murray lives far away from here, and he's immersed in that world. Some fans do not live and breathe it in that way. They're Spurs fans. So who the right man would get an autograph?
I get it if that was Postecoglou, or if that was even
Twitter,
if it was
right? They have Twitter, they have Facebook, they have YouTube, right? They know what's going on in the world.
I don't know, man. I don't pay that.
Far away across the pond, and 100
I don't
attempts.
know, Mario. It was just one of the, I don't know, man. How I'm trying to defend the guy. I'm trying to defend the guy.
The guy's going to use that signature on a check now and go, let's go and get some defenders.
I don't know. I don't know what that photo was all about. I've got no idea. But guys, what are your feelings about tomorrow's game, man?
Daddy.
Let's get into it. Look, this is the squad we've taken
about
out
everything but the game tomorrow. We're
Sorry,
playing
it's
football,
really,
guys. Football is
really
back.
small, guys. I'll read through the squad we've taken. Sorry, it's really small. I didn't have time to adjust it, but we've taken Austin, Basuma, Davies, Divine, Dyer, Højbjerg, Kane, Keeley, Kulu, Lo Celso, Madison, Ndombele, Perisic, Porro, Reggie, Richie, Rodon, Romero, Royale, Chicken Royale, Davison Sanchez, Pape Sarr, Scarlett, Skip, Solomon, Sonny, Spence, Tanganga, Udoji, Vicario, White, and Whiteman. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Looks like we're taking 32 players, 11 aside. So we're taking 3 squads. Don't know how he's going to juggle it. I don't know how anyone's going to get game time. I don't know how he's going to suss this one out. But big up William. Why did I say William?
That's my name.
You're not wrong.
I've never ever called you that. I've never called you that in my life. Big up Will.
Well,
How you doing, my man?
I've called him Will Smith a few times, but it's all good.
Will Smith, Will Stewart, potato.
Big up, Will.
You're safe as long as you don't go to the Emmys, right? Academy Awards, whatever that is.
Get my name out your mouth.
Iggy, we've got Bryce. Good old Bryce from Australia. Big up Bryce, who says, Iggy, I'm sorry, but that's rubbish. I live here.
I was trying to help the guy. I was trying to defend the guy out. I was trying to come up.
You haven't heard it.
Let's
read it. Let's read it. He's saying, I live here, and I promise you, Levy would need protection from me. That guy getting Levy's autograph is his girlfriend. Even his girlfriend looked disgusted. Guaranteed no happy ending there.
I don't know, Will. I don't know if you've seen this photo, but show Will, man, so he knows what we're talking about. There's this photo in Australia of this guy getting a photo from getting a shirt.
Daniel Levy autograph.
Yeah,
I reckon that's some long lost.
I don't
son
know.
there going,
I have no idea.
Was it John Fitzpatrick? I don't know.
I have no idea. No idea.
Hey, Will, let me ask you, because obviously you weren't here to discuss, but with the situation with our defenders, are we being a little bit over dramatic in the sense that, look, if we do get a couple of defenders in the next 2-3 weeks and they're here for the first game of the season, is that okay? Or have we should this have been done immediately, priority, get them settled in pre-season? What do you take of it? And do you think we'll even get these defenders in?
Well, 1, if we get them, and then 2, if we get defenders that are actually an upgrade to our squad. Right? That's the question. If we get those, when do we get them in? I mean, it all depends. Do they come right in? Do they start the first game of the season, or do they need 3 to 4 weeks to bed into the squad to learn the system? By that point, it's a waste, right? Because you're already 12 points behind. So it just depends on the situation, right? Are we overdoing it? No, because we've needed center backs, for since we signed Romero. So we've never replaced,
Toby
Jan Vertonghen, right? So how many seasons ago was it when he left?
Okay. This is incredible. We've not replaced Vertonghen. We've not replaced Eriksen. We've not replaced Jan. Alderweireld. There's so many players that we have.
Wanyama,
Dembele. We're naming players that in 2019. 4 years ago, man.
You saw that Champions League lineup of Chelsea versus our Champions League lineup, right?
Mate,
And
they
literally
changed the whole team.
Eight of them are still there at Spurs.
And how many of those Chelsea players are still there?
Gone, mate. Half of them.
Mate,
at least 10 of them had gone. I think
4 of them gone. Like 3 of them.
It was their left back and right back, maybe.
Can I ask you guys something that hasn't been discussed? Right, we've got a massive squad. you're only allowed to send out 6 on loan next season. Above 21, so under 21s is different. We're allowed to send out 6 on loan. We haven't sold anyone except for Winks. We still need to buy players, so the squad's going to get bigger. If we were to buy 2 centre-backs and maybe even loan one, we're going to have a squad of 35. So that means minimum, we've got to sell and loan minimum 10. The window shuts end of August. So we've got 6 weeks to shift 10 players. How are we going to do this? And we need to meet the English player quota, homegrown quota. We've lost 1 already in Winks. How are we going to do this? We
didn't allow Winks for that quota last season because he wasn't with us, right? So
we'll loan him out and then go, oh shit, we've loaned out too many.
That's not as big of an issue, I think. But for me, I'm not. We just need to get as many players out as we can, and that's the problem. Is we won't, right? This is the problem with Daniel Levy. He's not willing to spend the money necessary on the players that improve the squad, and he's not willing to let the players that are, dog water leave for a price that they're actually worth. And this is the conundrum. This is the situation that we're in. Right? We have 30-something players, and 10 to 15 of those are surplus requirements because Levy's not willing to let people go for what they're actually worth, and he's not willing to pay what players are actually worth.
It's madness.
Yeah, we pay stupid money on players that are not worth it.
I mean, if in any other business, this is what I don't understand about people and their logic about trying to say that Daniel Levy is a good businessman, right? They always point to the stadium or whatever, but how hard is that really, right? When you're a football club that produces the amount of revenue, because even before we built the stadium, Tottenham Hotspur was up there as far as like revenue profits, this, that, and the other thing, right? Sports in general, especially fan bases in the English Premier League, they're gonna pay. You're gonna have revenue. Revenue's guaranteed, right? So how hard is it to go out and get a loan, right? A loan. And build a stadium. It's not that hard. You go to the bank, you get the money, you call up the contractor, you say, hey, build this is what I want, and they build it, right? That's the easy thing, right? If I had money, I could go out and buy $1 million house. Right? If I had the credit to get a loan for $1 million to buy $1 million house, it's just a matter of going out and doing it, calling up a realtor, looking, and purchasing it, right? That doesn't take business sense. Am I wrong in that?
Yeah.
No.
Right, but what does take business sense is to know when you have, like, say your company makes products, and that's what we do. Our product is football, right? And let's say I have products that aren't selling, right? And I'm like, you know what? We paid this much for them for this product, and what is inventory cost when it's just sitting in the warehouse? Cost you money. You have to pay tax on that property every single year. It doesn't make you any money. So the most expensive products that you have are the ones that aren't being sold, right? If I have a product, as soon as I get it in, it sells right off the shelf, but it costs me, my margin's only 25%. And I've got this other product that I can't sell, but the margin on it's 85%. What good is that 85% margin if it's stuck in actual inventory not being sold? Right? I'd rather move the one that I only make 25% margin on over and over and over and over and over again, because then I'm getting what? I'm making the actual 25% margin. Right? Margin until the product is sold is just numbers in the air. You can overprice anything, and that's what we're doing with our players, dude. We won't go out and spend the money necessary to buy the players that allow us, right, to perform, to win, to achieve things. And we're unwilling to let the other players go at a loss that haven't accomplished that goal. And that's not good business. It's not good business.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We're going to have one hell of a turbulent August, I think, with the it's going to be very unbalanced. This
is the eve of football is back. We've got West Ham tomorrow. The eve of football being back.
I was
And
all
we're
excited
just like,
before I came on.
we're supposed
I
to. This
got a
is
new
supposed to be
shirt, all of this
exciting
stuff.
times, man.
Pumped.
Where's our centre backs? Where's our centre backs? Lord.
What do you make of the squad, guys? Do you think he's right to take everyone? Do you think he's taken too many? Do you think he should have made some
Go back up,
decisions?
we'll read down the list. Yeah.
We read it earlier.
Oh,
We
you
read it
did?
earlier.
How many
yeah.
are there? How
I mean,
many
did you go
was
one
it?
by one though and say they should come or they should stay or go, stay or go, stay or go, stay or
No,
go?
we can do that. We can do that now. Let's do it. Okay, Austin, the goalie.
I mean, he's young, right? So he can stick around.
Yeah. Yes, to go.
Stay, but with a purpose, not just stay for the sake of it.
I mean,
Well, at the club, I can tell you for a fact that they rate Brandon Austin ahead of Alfie Whiteman.
Get rid of
I've heard it
Foster,
from-
get rid of Whiteman, get rid of all the others that surplus the requirements. If you're going to stick with Austin, he's got to be the man to play
Yeah,
alongside.
but hold on. This is the question, though, isn't it? Postecoglou's taken him because he doesn't know. This is what I'm saying. Is he right to take all these players, or should he made a decision based off of a couple of training sessions in London?
He's
Really?
also
A couple of
going to be
training sessions?
training with them. He's going to be training with them out there, right? Still, at least that way he gets to see them in the flesh, as opposed to leaving them back here and not seeing them at all.
I
He
think
gets to see their eyes.
He
He
says
gets to see the
himself that
passion.
he says himself that he wants to give everyone. He's giving everyone a clean slate. How could he say it and then not back himself to do it? He's got to do it.
He's not only going to see them in the 4 games or whatever it is that we're playing out there. He's going to see them every day in training and everything.
I think he wants to get to know them. He wants to get to know them.
Why is he taking Josh Keeley? Who's Josh Keeley?
I don't know.
Why is Perisic?
Let's just go by it down one by one. So Austin, he's out, or you know, he stick around. Basuma should be there. Ben Davies
out. Alfie Devine. Another
Keep.
one.
He's a young kid that needs to be given a chance.
Yeah, keep him on the
Eric
Dyer gone. Højbjerg
on.
gone. Kane. I don't know.
Kane, well,
gonna be gone.
we spent an hour and 2 hours.
Josh Keeley, I don't know who he is.
Kulu has to go.
Kulusevski needs to stay.
Go.
Celso, I don't know.
Gone.
I think Lo Celso doesn't want to be at Spurs personally.
No, I think he wants to leave.
I think he's done. He's done.
Yeah.
James Madison, we just signed.
Shine was saying.
And Dombele, I'll leave that with you guys.
And Dombele gone. Perisic gone.
Reguilon
can stay.
I like Reggie. I think Reggie will be good, but then that limits Udoji. So if we're
going to need a backup, right?
Seeing as Sessegnon injured, we have to keep Reggie. Got no backup at left, but don't tell me Ben Davies.
I would rather have Reguilon over Sessegnon anyway, especially if we're talking fullbacks, right? So,
exactly.
Yeah. If you remember, as a fullback under Jose Mourinho, Reguilon was actually really good. It wasn't until he started having to play wingback under Conte that people even started moaning about him.
Richarlison, like I said earlier, I mentioned it earlier. We either stick with him or we test. Stick with him because it's an investment. And if Kane goes, even more so. If we have no faith in the guy to possibly replace Kane, then we need to cash in and invest it in a player that we do.
Bryce is saying Keeley's a young goalkeeper. Another goalkeeper.
1, 2, 3, 4 goalies.
4 keepers out there, man. And that's 5 with
6 at the club.
5 with Lloris. Lloris is still at the club.
And Forrester. That's 6.
Yeah. Rodon for me can go. Who's
Why
the next one now?
Still at the club, man?
I don't know, but Joe Rodon thinks you guys rock, by the way.
I don't know who's the next one.
Romero.
Well, Romero.
Chicken Royale. Is he going to stay?
Royale. We've got Jet Spence. Royale.
Emerson. You have to keep because he gets you the likes, doesn't he, on Insta?
We got 4 guys.
He's no look pass.
Well, we need depth in that right fullback position too, right? So you got Porro, Emerson,
Jet Spence.
Emerson's not a right fullback. Emerson can't get up the pitch. He's awful.
What do we do? He doesn't have to as a fullback, right? Though that's the key.
Oh, sorry.
Out of the 4, who do we keep? Porro, obviously. What about and then it leaves 1 between Jet Spence.
We don't know anything about Spence. We have no idea about Spence. That's the truth. We don't.
Right, who's the next one down?
We know that he was an average fullback in the
Sanchez
championship.
out. Sarr, I
Sanchez.
would keep.
What for?
Dane Scarlett. No.
Scarlett. Is he going to play ahead of Richie and Kane? No.
Well,
He should go out on loan. He's under 21,
loan him
right?
out
So he
again.
doesn't count, right? All the under 21 guys, you can just loan them out, right? Like it's not a deal.
Skip, I'd keep.
Solomon.
Solomon's just arrived, man.
He's just another Lucas Moura. Can beat a
Son
man,
would
got
give
pace, no end product. Just another
Spence
Lucas Moura.
Son, I'd make captain. I said that earlier on.
Why? Why Son captain?
Because who are you going to give it to?
Most experience.
Who's?
Nah, you need someone who's a leader. You need someone who's a leader.
No, name me one outside of
captain
Kane.
for his country. You know.
Luis is gone.
For Korea.
Kane. Luis is gone. Kane, if he goes.
I don't like captains being up front. I like captains.
Yeah, you need someone in the midfield or centre back.
We don't have
Name
anybody
him.
who can be a captain in the
Name
back.
Eric
Give me a
Dyer.
name.
Eric
Eric
Dyer.
Dyer.
Are you what?
Shut up, still.
You don't even want him at the
Shut
club,
up,
but you want him
Phil.
to be captain?
If Eric
Come on
Dyer's
now.
going to stay, we might as well completely embarrass ourselves. Let's go the full
Listen,
distance.
the fact that he was in there, he done a post. The fact that he done a presser with Ange Postecoglou and not Kane, first one with a team all together, for me speaks volumes.
We've just released a documentary.
Hold on. I think that the reason why Son did the presser was because he trained the day before the rest of the squad got there. And the rest of the squad was training, and so Son had a day off. And I think that's why they put him in the presser. I think people are reading
And also
way
to
too deep.
safeguard Kane from getting asked all the questions about him leaving and Bayern Munich. Come on now.
Yeah.
We know the drill.
Well, you should
Right.
with these rumors, and I don't doubt them as rumors. I think that they're true, right? If Kane has said that he wants to leave, he shouldn't be captain. Period. Right? Period.
Oh yeah.
No, but Levy would demand
next one down.
just to make him feel special because he's going to trick himself that he might sign a contract. But yeah,
Next one
down,
down.
Levy can't
We'll give you
demand
400
best captain. That comes up to the manager. That's the
We'll
manager's.
give you 400 grand a
choice.
week and the captaincy, right?
Right,
yeah,
Jed Spence. We've spoken about it.
Future job in the club. Tanganga,
Jed Spence, Sloan, Tanganga. Well, decision has to be made on him. Maybe
should be sold.
we'll see something in him. But I think we either show faith in him and play him or go. But then again,
Harvey
you've got
White is one that I want to see play more.
that English
to be honest
quota
with
that
you.
you were mentioning earlier, Stel. Udoji. Well, he's just arrived. I want to get to look at it. Vicari's just arrived.
When I say on the other day on Last Word on Spurs, they had a Italian journalist who was talking about the players that we've got that are coming from Serie A, and he was going crazy about our goalie, saying, "You don't realize how good he is. You've really got a gem there. He's going to be one of the best goalies in the world. I can't believe you signed him. It's fantastic for Tottenham." He was bigging him up. As soon as they got to Udoji, he crushed him. He said, "Nah, he's not ready. No way ready."
I said that. I saw him in the.
And he slammed Udoji.
Who?
I saw him in the World Cup. Destiny Udoji.
No. But I mean, who slammed him though? Who's the person that slammed Udoji?
The Italian journalist that was praising the goalkeeper, our goalie. He was saying really good things about the goalie we've signed, but he was saying there's no way Udoji's ready. No chance.
I do worry. I
He's
think
a big lad, though, isn't he?
He's good going forward. I think he's really good going forward. Defensive side of it, I saw enough in the World Cup under 21s that he was there. I saw enough to make me worry defensively. But going forward,
he's a big
really
lad,
good.
though, isn't he? Jeez.
He's big boy, he's athletic, and he's good at going forwards. He chips in with assisting goals and scoring goals. Just going the other way, man. The defensive part.
It's going to be like Ozzy Ardiles.
Don't forget, at Udinese, he played
goals every game. But
Magic,
The thing is,
Magic 7, wasn't it?
at Udinese, he played as a
Magnificent
wing back.
7.
He played as a wing back at Udinese. So now he's going to be coming in a fullback. Like I said, when we was playing wing backs, we had fullbacks. Now that we've got wing backs, we've got fullbacks. We're playing with a back four.
Okay, guys, what do you expect tomorrow from the game? Just a reminder to everyone watching the show, please like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching our show.
We're doing a watch along, guys. Just to remember, don't forget.
10:30 a.m. UK time, 5:30 a.m. Eastern. We're going live. The game kicks off at 11 UK, 6 Eastern, and then we're going to do a post-match show after as well. And we're going to be covering every single preseason game and all the games in August. We've got 8 games lined up for watch-alongs. Make sure you come and watch. And,
Not against Roma though.
They pulled it out. Apparently, they never got paid.
Because they weren't getting paid.
What do you
They
make
didn't
for
go,
tomorrow's
did
game?
They weren't getting paid, mate. What do we make of the game tomorrow?
I just want to see
Who are we playing again?
West Ham.
West Ham.
What?
I just kind of want to. I don't really care about winning or losing or the score. I just want to kind of see the flow of the game, pretty much what we've been working on as a team. So that's what I'm looking for in these next preseason games, to kind of see, okay, all right, we're going to be playing this type of football. I want to be able to see, okay, some elements of what we're going to see. That's on the offensive end. The defensive end, really nothing, because, like I said, we have not made those improvements with center backs. So we may leak in some goals. We're playing West Ham. I forgot the other team that we played. Do we play Leicester City? Well, either way, we're going to see. I want to see going forward how our team is going to go forward offensively. And defensively, it would have been nice to kind of see what partnerships Romero and that backline will have, but it's going to be the same old. So that's what basically I think I'm going to see, or what I want to see, how this team is different now with Big Ange. How's this team different?
I'll be watching you guys tomorrow on the watch along, and I'll be following what you guys are saying. So I'll know by your faces by what you're seeing. Oh, but both the guys have got. I'll judge by what you guys are seeing. It's everything and nothing.
I don't.
Friendly tomorrow.
I don't know, man. I think it's kind of almost too soon to be able to see patterns and stuff, isn't it? I think we're just gonna literally get 20 players running around and swapping around a lot, and you're not really good. It's probably more of a fitness thing, right? As opposed to.
Phil P wants to know, where's our center backs? They're in Australia, mate.
Big up,
there they are.
Woo!
They are in Australia. The ones are in our clubs. They're there, man. They're there.
Dyer, Sanchez, they're all in Australia.
Dyer
Big up
Road
the double Ds.
Tomorrow. I think it's according to what we saw. From what we saw on social media, Spurs social media, it was Rodon and Dyer that were playing at the back with Spence and Doji. So
it's the triple Ds, isn't it? Triple Ds. Davidson, Davies, and Dyer.
Listen, you never know. We may pick. We may.
Dumber and dickhead.
We may be surprised. I'm expecting.
Surprised. Surprised.
Everything and nothing, guys. Still, did we miss a super chat?
No. Everything.
No.
Oh no, we did. Yeah. Sorry.
One.
Big up to Anthony. Sorry, my man. Apologies.
Yes, Anthony. Big up, Anthony. Yes, Pulisic, Loftus-Cheek, obviously joined Tomori and Giroud. So 4 in total are currently in the Milan books. Yeah, it looks like. So listen, there's a great buzz around
Chelsea, man.
I have to remember to say Pulisic, not Pulisic. It's Pulisic. There's a buzz around him. Apparently, the most. So I read a stat saying that he's sold more shirts than anyone else in world football in AC Milan for AC Milan around the world. There's been more sales on his shirt than any other player at Milan, and obviously Loftus-Cheek. I expect good things from him in that midfield. He'll be replacing Tonali. So yeah, great stuff, Anthony.
Now I've seen the videos. He got a big reception there. And being in Milan for a few days when I lived out there.
I disagree with this comment. I don't think it's overrated. I think he's still got much to prove, but I think
he was injured a lot last season, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah,
he wasn't though.
American expats over there.
I don't think he's overrated. I think he's a really good player. I just don't think.
Well, I think Americans overrate him, right? I don't think he's definitely not overrated in world football, right? Like the world, he's overrated in America, right? They make him out to be the LeBron James of soccer, right? Which
That's what they call him.
He's not Messi and Ronaldo levels, right? So LeBron James is one of the best basketball players that have ever played the game, right? And Pulisic is not one of the best footballers to ever play the game. He's a good footballer, but he's not the LeBron James of. So that's
there is a buzz about him. I have watched the same way I watched the Tottenham the videos and training. So I do the same with the Milan, and there is a really good buzz about him. But even more,
he's a good player. He's better than Manor Solomon.
Do well. I think he's going to do well.
Better than Manor Solomon.
Yeah, I think he's going to do really well. He stays clear of injuries. I think he'll do well.
All right.
And the other American has been linked with Musa. So
yeah, Yunus Musa, he's good.
Maybe I should save this for the soccer sessions. We'll save this for the soccer sessions channel.
Yeah,
big up Cube. Big up to Cube. I've not seen her for ages.
Pulisic hasn't been shit for years, though. To be honest with you, if you actually look at his numbers, except for last season because he didn't play, he was scoring he had the same numbers as James Madison did in the league, right? In the Premier League, right? 6 to 7, 8 goals a season plus 5, 6 assists, right? Last year he had 2 goals, I think, and 1 assist, but that's because he just didn't play.
What was
that? He wasn't even really. He was injured for a little bit.
I still remember Pulisic coming on for Chelsea. Is it against us in a cup final where it completely turns? Was it us? Or who was it? He came on.
He had a couple of winners that kept them into the Champions League. So in their Champions League one, when Chelsea won the Champions League, Pulisic I think had 2 game-winning in the knockout stages, maybe one in the group stage and one in the knockout stage that ended up putting them, to continuing their run through. So he likes the pressure. He likes a bit of a clutch. He plays well for the United States. He bosses, CONCACAF. There's nobody that has his heart desire.
There's definitely quite a few Americans going in Serie A at the moment. So
sorry, I don't know why, but Scott M, channel member, big up. You've put a message saying, I agree 100% with Iggy. Ndombele's world class. I know you're bantering him, but your message isn't coming up on the software, but I've seen it on YouTube, so I've just read it out instead. Sorry, I can't put it up on the screen. I don't know why it's not coming up.
I didn't see it.
StreamYard doesn't do the member anniversary messages for some reason.
Okay. Oh, right, okay. Listen, we are going to wrap it up in a minute, but before we go, I want to end every show with an important message for people to tell me what they think, okay? It's a new thing I'm going to do. Now,
you need to get that the more you know. Coming across NBC.
So everyone in the chat as well, okay? I want you to think about this now before you answer, all right? So, don't want to sound silly, but if 2 vegans have an argument, is it considered beef?
Are we doing like Elias dad jokes now? Is that the thing? Is that what we're doing? Where's Elias at?
Out of nowhere. I was expecting a footballing question. A serious footballing question.
If 2 vegans have an argument, is it classed as beef?
Leave it out.
It's a soy burger.
So if they have an argument, it's called they're having soy burger.
We may have vegans in the chat. I don't really want to go into this argument.
No, it's not offensive. All right, okay, I'll do a non-vegan one. I'll do one more then. All right, I'll change this one. All right. If you get out of the shower clean, how does your towel get dirty?
There's actually an answer to this, by the way.
Go on, Will. Tell us.
All right. Will. So stagnant water, right, will actually spoil. And so it's not that the fact that your towel is dirty from your clean body, it's the water that just sits there and dries out naturally that over time can rot or spoil. And that's why your towels, after 2 to 3 uses, getting wet and then drying, getting wet and drying, will start to smell sour. It's the water that sours, not the dirtiness from your body.
So come back next week with a different one.
All right, smart ass. I'm gonna give you one more then because you think you're so clever. All right. I don't know if an American can answer this question because this is quite a British thing. Although I don't know the situation in America, but we're going to find out.
They've been around Brits a while now.
Well, I don't know. This is quite unique to Britain. This one. This is why. But
go on.
what do you honestly feel about white chocolate digestives?
Nah, is that really a thing?
Yeah, it's new. It's come out.
No,
Are
never had
those
one.
what are digestives? Are those
So a
laxatives?
digestive biscuit is like the go-to for dunking into tea. A digestive and a cup of tea is like.
So for us, we call those laxatives, and they help you go poop.
No. Okay, what do you think about white chocolate laxatives, Will?
I wouldn't eat white chocolate laxatives. I mean, if I was constipated,
there can only be chocolate digestives.
if I was constipated, I mean, I'd rather have a white chocolate one than one that didn't taste like anything or tasted like medicine or something. But you know,
I can't believe they've done white chocolate biscuits. Essentially, they're white chocolate biscuits.
For
that
real,
you
for
dunk in
real.
your
They've
tea.
just come out. They're brand new,
Nah,
guys.
for
They're
me,
new. So I
chocolates.
took a picture. I couldn't believe it.
The
I want
chocolate
them.
biscuits are
I
still
want
the
them.
best ones.
but why do they call them digestives? That's the weirdest name.
It's,
Yeah.
I think because you normally have. I think it's because we have tea normally
Crap.
after dinner.
You
So whilst you're
digest it with
digesting your
tea.
dinner,
Wash properly.
you're having a cup of tea. That's where I think that's how it's come about. It is a weird name. It is.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna create a new soft drink, and I'm gonna call it probiotics.
But there's already probiotics.
New.
There's already digestives too. Digestives are a laxative. That's what they do. Laxatives help you
But
digest
to
the
be
food.
fair, we call them.
And take a crap.
We call them McVitie's digestives. Don't just call them digestives. They're McVitie's digestives.
But McVitie's is just the brand, right? We can call them Stewart's, probiotics, and it's just going to be a drink.
But you can call it white chocolate probiotics.
Yeah, white chocolate probiotics.
They're the best-selling biscuits in the UK. Digestives.
Digestives are nice though.
Chocolate
with a cup of tea.
And I'm quite partial to the chocolate one.
Chocolate, yes, that's what we know. This is new. I've never seen it.
Well, no, actually, no. It's the plain digestive that's the most popular one. It's the plain one.
Nah, the chocolate one is.
Or I got it. I'm gonna come out with a line of condoms and call them baby stoppers.
It's a good idea. Baby stopper.
It does. Will, it does what it says on the tin, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's exactly what it says, and it stops.
All right, listen. To wrap it up, let's quickly go around the table. Tomorrow's game.
No pun intended. Condoms to wrap it up.
Prediction tomorrow.
Over the
prediction
head.
Tomorrow.
Predictions.
Yeah,
fucking, we're doing score predictions already.
Okay.
That's right. Stewart's probiotics, Seltzer.
Score draw 1-1, 2-2. Not sure, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a score draw. Yeah, it's 1-1 or 2-2.
JP.
Yeah, I'll probably edge on the 1-1. Son to score.
2-2.
Dyer to head one in top corner.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Basuma, guys. That's the one player.
Calling it
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing Basuma. I want to see him. I want to see the Brighton Basuma. I don't want to see the Brighton Basuma. I want to see that, and of course, Sonny looking sharp and fit and well. Something that we didn't see last season. Love to see what the early sun. I want to see his sunrise. There you go.
Hey.
Well, there you go. It was
you will do.
1839 by two Scottish doctors to aid digestion.
That's,
Mari,
that's the heading for your
So they
morning
were probably
show,
laxatives. Literally, they started them out as actually being laxatives. And now they're biscuits that you guys eat on a regular basis.
Yeah. The most popular biscuit.
The
like
most popular
Coca-Cola, right?
biscuit.
Two.
Huh?
Well, Coke and Dr. Pepper in the 1800s were medicines too.
Brewers got the big up Smith in the house. If you don't know who Smith
They
is,
actually
go
had
to his channel,
cocaine.
subscribe to Smith. Does all non-league
relievers.
football. Really, it's do you know what? If anyone doesn't know what British football's about, watch Smith's channel. It is proper, real.
I love non-league football.
What's the channel called, Smith? What's the channel called?
Smith. It's called Smith.
Go on. Oh, just Smith.
Yeah, go check it out. He's got 125,000 subscribers, and he just goes to non-league games. And it's good the way he edits it.
I
love
non-league football.
Wicked. Iggy, check out Smith's channel. It'll be right up your street. Mari, what was your prediction?
In the chat.
2-2.
Sorry, gone.
2-2.
2-2.
doing a Desmond.
Desmond
Stewart.
Tutu.
Who you going
4-3.
Say again?
4-3.
Who to?
I don't know. That's a good question. I just picked 4-3 because that's what Postacoglu said all of our scorelines were going to be.
You don't
You
do
got to
that.
stick Bryce's comment up.
I think
Okay.
Tottenham's going to win 4-3.
Bryce is going to win 4-3. I'm just putting Smith's channel in the description. There you go. It's there. He's on the road to 150,000 subs, man. He's flying. Go check him out. Spurs fan as well.
There's
Tottenham way. Tell Will
Great.
they've already made baby stoppers. It's called taking a photo of Daniel Levy with your girlfriend watching on in display. And he's
You
talking.
got to put that photo up again, man. You got to find it.
Love
There it is,
that.
the baby stopper. The baby stopper.
Daddy, Daddy.
Yeah, now, man.
The baby stopper.
Why would you have that guy?
No one knows. No one
Well,
knows.
we did a 10-minute chat on this. Believe you me. I mean, what is he doing? Look at
Bryce.
this. Look at his girlfriend.
Look at his girlfriend.
What the
Girl
fuck
ain't
are
happy,
you doing?
man.
It's like, what?
Bryce, I'm
But-
disappointed
but
in your
is-
countrymen, mate.
Isn't he the guy that you swear at every week watching football?
Bryce, if you know anyone out there that knows him, can you get in contact? Want to speak to him?
Get him on the show.
Ask him to talk us through it.
If you're the Australian bloke that got Daniel Levy to sign your shirt, hit us up at hello@Tottenham. We want you on
We
the
want
show.
to have a chat with you.
It's true. If you are the Australian fan who got a signature from Daniel Levy, we want you on our show next week. We want to speak with you. We want to understand if you need help. If we can help you out in any way, we're here for you. Reach
We'll
out
even
to
do a
us.
midweek one.
I don't know if we're the best people to offer help, but we'll definitely want to have a chat with you.
We want to have a chat with you, man.
Good point, Iggy.
Yeah. And help
Just
has
wanna
a
say-
subjective meaning, by the way, right? So
Okay, let's just like we want to support you. We'll just call it support. Big thank you to Strasbourg Steve for a couple of super chats. Ryan 217 for a couple of super chats. Della Spurs as well. Big up to you, Anthony Lafleur and Phil
Big up,
P.
Della.
Thank you all for your super
Big up,
chats.
guys.
No-
Big up.
Big thank you to everyone in the comments tonight. Appreciate you watching. We are doing the best we can each week to put a show together because at the moment it's just the same old. But now we've got some games coming up. Make sure you check us tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. We are going live
And
for the
it's
watch
live.
along show and post match show. Will, are you doing an evening
yep,
show or not?
THFC Ranch show. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Will be doing evening show on the game, so check that one out. Mari will be live this week with a couple of shows, I believe, as well. Check that out. If you haven't subscribed to Soccer Sessions, make sure you subscribe to that channel because we're gonna have a lot of Premier League kind of shows where we have Spurs, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal all on a panel. That'll be coming soon. Other than that, Iggy will be doing a tomorrow show or not. I don't know. You didn't do one today.
I don't know. I'm wondering. It's too close to the game, right?
There's no
The sun
point.
is
You're going
rising.
live.
We'll
The sun
see.
is
We'll
rising,
see.
Iggy. The
Do
sun
you know
is
what?
rising, man.
That's
You got
going
to
to
do
be.
it.
Do you know what? Tomorrow's going to be the first ever Good Morning Tottenham away watch along. That's going to be the name of the show. We won't have a 10-minute video. We'll have a whole watch along. So
4-hour
that's
show.
yeah. You use the intro of Good Morning Tottenham away and start the show that way. I don't know.
There you go.
I changed my sleep schedule too, so that I can try to, stay awake until the game. So
I'm letting everyone know from tonight. I need Will Stewart to be there because we might have a problem with the match day clock timer. So
I changed my sleep
Just wake
schedule
up
today.
just for that, Will. Just for that, and then go back to bed.
yeah, wake it up, set it up, and go back to bed, and then come back for
Yeah.
What I'll do
Or-
is I'll just hit it off cam like this. I'll just leave it on there. The timer will be down there. Right.
So you can
Or
always
you
put
can
it.
just make it all black
Oh.
with the timer on
So
there. That'll work.
Well, you can always put it on your phone and just hold the phone in
Yeah.
the corner.
Just have your phone in the corner.
We'll just make it black with that up there.
Or I can just count. I'll just count the whole show. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, don't forget to change the scores when someone does actually score.
It'll automatically
you'll be-
change. That's the point. Right?
You'd be
It'll
stuck after
automatically change,
10,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3-0 down after 5. All right, guys, listen, thank you for watching tonight. Big up to all the panel, big up to all the guests, big up to all the audience. Love you all. God bless. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Check us out. And we are out of here. Come on, you Spurs, tomorrow. Let's beat the Hammers.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.